So today's plan is I will start my Pro Cycling Manager 2025 Pro Cyclist mode, no career mode. I will create my own rider in the hopes that I can create balance in the universe, because right now Tadej Pogacar is a bit OP in real life as well, not just in Pro Cycling Manager. Super strong rider everywhere. We gotta balance that out, so we have to make his counterpoint. We have to make Teddy Pikachu. Yeah, it's happening. Teddy Pikachu is coming to Pro Cycling Manager 25. That is our Pro Cyclist mode. So let's jump into it, shall we? We're going to start our Pro Cyclist, single player, Pro Cyclist mode, customized game, and of course, WorldDB 2025. Said it already. It's a database that has so many races, so many teams, so many riders. It makes the game so much more immersive. Confirm. There we go. I will play on custom difficulty, and I will start on extreme difficulty, but I will up the level of in-race opponents from 1.05 to 1.10. Instead of 5% being added to my opponents in terms of stats, it will be 10%, making this game so much harder. So we're playing hardcore mode, basically. Let's confirm that, but I do want to play with these other game preferences, guys. You can now see the screen, right? Let's confirm. You can see the screen on the live stream. Importantly, Pro Cyclist mode, let's call it Pro Cyclist mode 2. Why not? Random potentials, I don't like that. I want the potentials to be the one defined in the WorldDB so that it kind of resembles the potential of real life. So if a youngster shows up, I don't want a superstar youngster to suddenly have 1 or 2 potential. I want them to have their true potential. Variability of race day condition, I will activate that because I do think bad and good days happen in the sport of cycling. So I think it's fair that we keep that on. I will change amplitude of race day condition a little bit. This basically means ×3 that my rider can have a -3 up to +3 in race day form in the race. So anywhere from -3 to +3. I think that's a little bit OP. I am sweating like a cow, by the way. Holy crap. Oh, this is going to be a really warm live stream. I will reduce that to ×2, ×1. I reckon ×2. Let's play with that for a second. Frequency of falls, let's up it to 1.2. I might regret that. And I'll go way down to... Ooh, what is this for a weird setting? Impact terrain attributes, classics, has to be on 2. Impact terrain attributes for tours, has to be on 2. Impact stamina resistance on 1. And I'll do the same with the tours version of that. What this is basically doing, guys, is it makes the differences in stats bigger. So if some rider A, is 83 mountain, another rider is 81 mountain, the more I increase these impact sliders, the bigger the difference will be between those riders in the race, the more selective it gets, etc. So that's what that does. Let's confirm that setting. And our Pro Cyclist is about to start. Hype in the chat, come on. It's about to begin. Okay. Personal information. We have to make a last name. I've declared it already. Our rider is going to be named Teddy Pikachu. I need to be able to spell to be able to type it properly. His first name then is going to be Teddy. We're not going to make him Slovenian. Pokemon was invented in a different country, so Japan is what it's going to be. Because I've always wanted to play with the WorldDB in the Asian circuit, because there's so many new teams in Asia, in Japan, in China, etc. So many new races there. And I feel like it's a fun place to start. So that is the plan. 1.76 m, I think, is the height of Pogacar. I could be wrong. Let's make ourselves 1.77 m, because why not? Weight. 61 kilos might not be bad, to be honest, for a GC rider. Because, like, Tadej Pogacar 4 or 5 years ago might have been on 66 kilos, but every time he starts a Grand Tour, he's doing it more towards 62-ish. So I'll go with 61 because I want to be lighter on the climbs. So let's go with Teddy Pikachu. I will not choose a phase because it's weird to have someone else's phase on my rider. Let's click next. Okay. Chat, this is what it's all about. Selecting which rider we want. And if you think about Tadej Pogacar, he can do everything. And I've been thinking about how to create a rider that can do everything. And I've started by looking at stage races, then let's do sprinter, for example. Sure, we've got a pretty overall rider, but then his cobble stat is 55. We can't win. We can maybe compete for RVV with 68's cobble stat. Probably not, to be honest. The hill stat matters a lot in RVV. That's what I'm trying to convey. But we can never compete in Roubaix if we have a starting stat of 55. So I would like to have Northern Classics as my main axis, and I will choose Climber as my secondary axis. It's kind of the opposite of Jotem's Yola, if you ever heard of that man. My mountain stat then is 63, medium mountain 64, 67 acceleration, that's great. But 68 cobble stat, which means cobble stat is already a super strong start. 62 sprint, that is the weakness. Time trial, that is the weakness. And if I then change to stage races, I'm not completely sold that this is better because 58 mountain. That's why I'm leaning towards climber instead. I think that's a better meta to start with. When it comes to my potential, Grand Champion is overpowered. It would make me OP in every single stat very quickly. So I think I'll start on World Class. And that is, I think, my setting. So, I reckon this will work out. What do you think, Chad? Bogey better watch out. I see you, Monsi. You're right. You're very right. The next big rivalry is Tim Ziola and Pikachu. That is the truth, but we all know who's going to win that. It's Mr. Pikachu. That is a proven fact already. Anyway, Northern Classics, Climber combination, world-class potential. That is how we will start this playthrough, but obviously, we'll focus on improving our climbing abilities and our stage races abilities in the first season as much as possible. So, that is the plan. Elias in the chat says you have to try now the first levels Northern Classics. Do I? Till you get to 76, you will then achieve in mountain and 80. Can I not do it the other way around? As in if I focus on climbing first? Because I kind of don't feel like I need to up my 68 cobble stat for the next year. Anyway, the question now is, what happens when it comes to team selection? I click next. 3 teams available. There is a bit of a cheat code, by the way. There's a cheat code that if you go back and you change your main axis, first, for example, to the next one, then you go on team again, then you go back and you bring it back to Northern Classics, then you get 3 new teams. I don't want to do that. I want to select one of the 3 original teams that show up on my screen, and I don't want to go to Caja Rural, so the option is 2 Japanese teams. There's one difference. I cannot pronounce the name of the second team here. Velolien Matsuyama? That's not happening. So I guess we're going to go to Sparkle Oita Racing Team, which, when it comes to us as a rider, we would be the 4th best rider in the team. Outside of that, we would be pretty strong in most of the specializations. We would be the best rider in climbing, time trial, Northern Classics, and Barrier. 5th in sprinter, 2nd in puncher. That is our weakness, of course. We might have to ride for another rider in sprint stages, which I'm not too fussed about that. I don't care too much about that. So it is Sparkle Oita. That is our team, guys. Let's get started with our adventure. Teddy Pikachu starts his career at Sparkle Oita Racing Team. There we go. Let me have a drink because I'm dying. It's way too hot in here. Wait, you can just click random choice to have 3 new options? I think random choice meant that you had a random team selection. And that I never wanted to click, so that's why I never found out. Okay. Our pro cyclist has begun. Teddy Pikachu, we have to do the season preparation for you, buddy. So I'm going to start off by first of all looking at our stats properly again. 66 flat stat, we can work with that. Our climbing is, despite having climbing as our secondary specialization, pretty weak. 63, 64. Then again, I don't know what that's like compared to compared to the world of Asian racing. So we'll have to look at what the competition is there, which European teams also compete in the Japanese races to see who we're up against. Hillstat 61, but sure we are weak. Let's be honest about it. Time Trial is weak. That needs to be better by the end of our career. Otherwise, we're never winning a Grand Tour. We might, but it will be difficult. Sprint 62 sprint stat, 67 acceleration. Obviously, that's 68 cobble stat, but actually, in the first season, I don't think that's going to be too useful. I don't remember many cobble races in Japan. I don't know about you, but we'll take a look. Let's click on our calendar. Actually, I want to look at our team first. I want to get to know, okay, well, I was going to say I want to get to know our team, but that's not going to happen because neither of these riders have stats. We have not discovered enough within our own team and with our also outside of our team. So because of that, we don't see their stats yet. This also makes it fun because the fact is that whenever I do a pro cyclist in Caja Rural or Burgos BH or a team that I know, then I know the riders around me. So then this whole discovery feature is useless for someone that is in-depthly into those stats. But I have absolutely no clue who Yuto Takahashi is. And I assume that Soichiro Takahashi is his brother. So I don't know what their stats are. And I love that feeling because I'll be able to discover them throughout the season. So next up, I want to take a look at our calendar. And we're not going to have the most races in our first season, but I would like to ride at least a few of these Asian circuit races in season 1. We start off with a race in South Korea, Tour of Changnyeong. That is a bit of an uphill sprint in stage 1, not exactly fitting for us, but we might want to go for K-Wendar if that's a possibility. Then we've got, sorry, but that looks like the exact same, no, it's not the exact same stage, but it might as well be a copy-paste. And the final stage is a lighter flat circuit of 36-kilometer sprint. Ooh, we'll be over in no time. Anyway, after that, we've got no invitation or no access to the Tour of Taiwan yet, which would be a race that, well, there's a few interesting stages, but I think there's better teams here. So yeah, this is against pro teams like Caja Rural, Burgos, and Annie Koller. What is the final team goal, Alan Klein? EF, because they have a decent Japanese base? Honestly, I've got no clue. I think in general, I feel like there's this feature in Pro Cycling Manager where a country can get a bigger reputation, and in doing so, it causes more Japanese riders to be scoutable. And I'm dreaming of an idea where my rider impacts the game so much that Japanese cycling gets better. That's probably an unrealistic dream in Pro Cycling Manager, but imagine if it happens. When it comes to the team, I have not decided. I'll be honest about that. EF could be an option, but there's plenty of other options. I won't necessarily restrict myself to just teams that 100% had a Japanese rider in their history. I'm a World Tour rider then. I have to go to wherever the most money is and the most success. Who was our competition at Changnyeong, by the way? Okay, this is the kind of competition that Elliot Schultz is actually a pretty damn good rider. He did pretty well in Kid Eleven's Great Ocean Road Race. Was pretty strong there 2 years ago, maybe. So he's not a weak guy. But when it comes to the rest of the start lists, I don't know most of these riders. So it's going to be fascinating to get to know which of these riders is a sprinter, which of these riders has climbing abilities. And by the end of this series, I might be an expert in Japanese and Korean and Filipino. Yes, Filipino. And Hong Kong. Yes, I don't want to get the flags wrong here. I might get an expert. Might become an expert in these countries. Senna Ilsen asked, will you also make videos about Pro Cyclist or will you just live stream the entire series? At first, I will start by live streaming it, and then I'll take a look at the finished live stream of today and see if it's editable into video format. But when it comes to the videos, I want to focus on the career mode for now. So it's probably going to be career mode series is video, Pro Cyclist series is live streams for now. But hey, we'll see how it evolves. Our second race is the Tour de Okinawa. Wait a second. It's one stage. It's a bit weird to call it a tour then. A one-day tour. Fukugawa, 2 times that climb. It's 200 kilometers. It's flat, but there's some climbing in there. So there's some intrigue there. I think for the next quarter of the season, we're going to Denmark? Why? Why are we going to Denmark? That makes no sense. A flat sprint. There's a bit of cobbles. I can't see them. Okay. After 30 kilometers, there's a bit of cobble. That's a bit devastating. Tour de Kumano. By this point of the season, I'd like to be able to add that race to our calendar because I want to do most of these Japanese races. Can I just say, most of these Japanese races do not have a mountain stage? Okay, never mind. Mount Fuji. That is a climb I'd like to do in real life at some point. I'd love to go in person to the Japan Cup and maybe do Mount Fuji myself as well, which I don't think that's in the Japan Cup race, but still want to do it. This sounds like maybe the most important race of our first season. For our team, definitely. For me, I'm not sure yet. Plenty of other races as well. Not plenty of other races. Multiple other races in the third quarter of the season. Delaby in the chat says you can already add it. I actually can't, right? Because I've got no points remaining for the season. So as long as I don't have any points to spend, I can't change the calendar. Tour de Gyeongnam. 4 punchy stages. Sprint. Okay. And then after that, the road race Tokyo Tama. This is punchy. This is nasty. Up to 12.2% on that hill. That's going to be tough. And then 4 more races in the final of the season, including a gravel race. So you can't see it on the profile, but this has quite a bit of gravel. And another puncher stage. Very much a puncher stage. What's the name? Minamyonuma road race. Tour de Kyushu. That is a parkour that I like. But our team is called Sparkle Oita. Is Oita a region? Or is that a brand? Oita Urban Classic Road Race. No, it's a city. Oita to Oita. So I'm assuming that our team, Sparkle Oita, is from Oita. So Oita Urban Classic must be a pretty important race for our team here. It's not a wild assumption, I would say. So it's good to know that. But there's nothing we can change about our calendar. So I'm just looking at our calendar at this point. By the way, lots of you in the chat are noting that the Tour of Japan, the mountain stage, Mount Fuji, is a 31-kilometer stage. Which means the final climb is about 11K from that intermediate sprint. Michael in the chat says, would be sweet to create a pro cyclist to win all 5 monuments. Well, our goal is to win all 3 Grand Tours and all 5 monuments. So sounds like we're doing that already. Hello, Nicola or Nicolas. Welcome to the chat. Skills, we don't have to look at this yet. But throughout this entire series, we'll have to basically, every time we level up, not every time, but every now and then when we level up, we will receive a skill point. We can spend that on the skill tree to improve ourselves in certain ways. So that will be important. Ooh. Training will be important, but we can't do that yet. We have to do that from January 2nd when the preseason is confirmed. But guys, we don't have anything to do on preseason because I can't change my calendar. Let's take a look at our emails. Teddy. Sorry, but that sounds very, very wrong. Teddy, your first steps in the professional world are the start of a great adventure. Our team, Sparkle Oita Racing Team, is delighted to be able to count on you for the coming season. Good luck. A great season to be prepared. Blah, blah, blah. Training will take care of you. Blah, blah, blah. Select targets. Blah, blah, blah. Fitness and tiredness. Okay, except we have to decide. We've had a winter of training, chat. A winter of training. Actually, before I respond to this, calendar. Our first race is in early March. Now we can respond to that email. So, we've had training in the off-season. We are, let's be honest about it, we absolutely cooked on the bike in the winter. And now the question is, do we start a bit relaxed at the season with not necessarily the highest fitness, but less tiredness? That is the bottom option. I did a good preparation without getting too excited in order to be tip-top, that's the word, in the spring. 5 tiredness only. 75 to 80 preparation. It's an option because we start in March. I think that's a valid option. The other option is we get racing immediately. Big preparation. High preparation, high fitness stat. But 15 tiredness already. I think we go for the second option because our man only starts racing in March. There we go. Ryan in the chat. Whenever Teddy and Joe's careers are over, we need to create a custom DB so they can race against each other. That will happen. I'll make it happen. Joe will definitely do it. I just got a message from Joe. I was about to say, let's call in 10 minutes, but I think you'll be streaming. So I'm afraid, Joe, that our call is not going to happen right now. I think we just need to skip to the next day because I don't think there's much else we can do at the moment. That's all we can do. So let's go to the 2nd of January. This will put us into the position where we can actually start. Ooh, change your schedule. Your team has confirmed its race schedule for the period 1st of January to 31st of March. Still 0 points. So this email is lying to me. You can request changes to your own race schedule by visiting the calendar page, but we physically can't. Oh, we can. No, we can't. How? Points remaining for the season is on 0. But I can click confirm. Let's try this with a race that I actually want to go to. Tour de Kumano. There we go. Can I remove Feyenoord? Let's try that. Confirm. Okay, never mind. Cancel. I was getting too hopeful there, okay? I was getting too hopeful. But I think it's about time to take a look at our training, shall we? Right here on this page, we have to decide what races are going to be our target A objectives, target B objectives, whether our man needs a little bit of rest somewhere. So that is the big question. Our first race is early March, as we said earlier. We've got the Tour of Japan, which to me is a target A objective, but the problem is there's a 5-day stage race just 2 weeks after. Is it possible to peak for multiple weeks? Not for 3 weeks in a row yet. We are not good enough for that yet. Japanese road race is punchy. We're not a puncher, so that's not great. Time trial, 43 kilometers. I don't know what the competition in Japan is going to be like for the time trial, but I assume there's better time trialists than Teddy Pikachu on the market at the moment. So I still think the Tour of Japan should be the target A objective. Tour of Changyong, I guess, could be a focus. Okinawa's only 1 day, so I'm not sure I want to really focus on that. I reckon target B objective on that race and on the week after. Is that possible? Yes, it is. And then maybe for the final race of the season, we again try to focus on that. Oh. I think kind of have to, don't we? We can't make a target A objective out of the road race Tokyo Tama. But there's another part to the season, so let's not forget about that. Tour de Kyushu. I think that might be a big race for us. Or like I said, wait a second, where is... Okay, the Oita race, we are currently not signed up for it, but that might be a big race here somewhere. I'm going to make a target A objective out of Kyushu, I think. Right there. And I assume I can't put a target B objective. I can put one on road race Tokyo Tama, I guess. It's very difficult, the Japanese circuit, to plan objectives around. I'll be honest about that. We should be great for the first 2 races of the season. We should be great for Tour of Japan and okay for the Fine Run race. Our form should be pretty bad for Gyeongnam, sorry. Then the Japanese road races will be okay. Solid form for road race Tokyo Tama. Shinshiro cycling race. And then that is all in preparation for this race. If I do this, then we'll still be in the same form there. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, It's Johnny in the chat asks, or says, you shouldn't utilize fitness peaks. Doing it manually through training gives you more training slots and better ability to choose when form hits. What do you mean by that? I am clueless when it comes to Pro Cyclist, so I have no clue about the words you just told me. I'm sorry. I appreciate the feedback though, so if you can explain, happily taking it. You can always come back and change it later in the season. You're right. That is very valid. I think it's just very important that we focus on these 2 races and Tour of Japan first. Then whatever comes afterwards is all temporarily. The real Max says take less because you can't train so much with so much objectives. That is fair. That is fair. So I think I'll skip this race then and focus on the latter part of the season. I don't really care about the Japanese road races the first season. We'll win it in the second season anyway, because we'll be that good of a rider. Zero doubt. Hope there's a Japanese national champion variant on like Mount Fuji. I know we'll do it at the Tour of Japan, but I really like the idea of it. This part will be important. We can't do anything in the first week, but in the second week, we have to select what we'll train. So these 2 buttons. So copy to the active week. So that button goes from general preparation. Oh, I should change my screen to the left, let's say. There we go. Now I can see that. Copy to the active week means that the general preparation goes from at the bottom to week's actions. The other one says copy to the active week and all succeeding general preparations weeks. Okay. But I will start with... Oh, guys, chat, I need your help. Chat, I need your help. Teddy Pikachu, I think where we need to increase our stats is climbing. Because let's be honest about it, if we want to create a counterbalance to Tadej Pogacar, it's quite relevant that our man can climb. So we need to train on climbing, but is that the best idea? That's where I need the chat to confirm. Because I think I would like to get climbing to 100% as soon as possible. But then again, cobble's already on 50. Ooh. But we don't have any cobble races this year, so there's no point in having that. So I think I'll start with mountain, no? Chat says, go for climbing. Try to get either Northern Classics or climbing to 100%. Stage race is the best stat to improve. You're right. You're right. Climbing or stage races, I'll go with... I'll start with climbing. Stage races we can do a bit later once I really start needing the time trials, because there are time trials here in Japan, but not as many. Okay. And actually for now I'll put that in general preparations typical week. And I'll copy that to every week. Just to have something there. We'll replace this later if necessary. This is projected to bring us to... Wait. Oh, this is because we go from general preparation to specific preparation in the yellow months. Weeks, sorry. Which means I need to redo this. So let's put that back. 72%. Chat. Oh, you in the chat says you will level up after the end of January. So you should do Northern Classics first to get as close as 100% as possible. You're right. Ah. Why are you all so smart? It's unfair. Leave some brain for the rest of us. So the first month I need to do cobble. Because we'll get close to 100%. We'll have a large upgrade when it comes to cobble. And then after the first month, we can go and upgrade the climbing as much as possible. because then we'll probably start upgrading only from the races we'll be doing. So by then our mountain should be pretty high. That is my assumption. So let's say second week of January, we do that. The third week, we get to 100% already? No, not yet. 92%. And then 100% in the last week of January, and our climbing is already on 8%, which isn't much, but it's something. After that, we switch to climbing. That's 22%. Then the week after, it's not much, but it goes to 30%. Ooh. I think I need to make some changes in week 1 still. What if does this change anything? If I do, like Matteo says in the chat, 3-1 instead of 4-2 across these 2 weeks, that brings it to 10% on climbing. So that actually is better. Okay. Does this ruin the last week? Yes. So I need to make the second week fully cobble. Hello, Vikingo. Welcome to the chat. Mountain 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's good. Then mountain, mountain. We can't do more. Ooh. Is it a problem that we have our goals so early in the season? It negatively impacts our upgrades, but I think across the season we'll be able to upgrade a lot, or at least train a lot during June to September. So I'll stay with mountain in week 2 of February. Same here, same here. We're at 56% then. By the time we reach the new races, so Changyong and Okinawa, we have a target B week, which means we only have 1 action. I'll put mountain there. And mountain there gets us to 64. And hopefully we get an upgrade anytime soon at this point, which it's not ideal because it's not 100%, but we have to move from cobble to mountain at some point, no? In the chat, Visuals by Felix says maybe don't use the form peaks your first season, just put like 3 rest weeks. When you get over 30% tiredness, your objectives will be to ride at the head of the race and make the breakaway. Yeah, but, well, actually, I'm not sure we'll get those basic objectives in some of our races, because we are the best rider of our team in many races. But I do agree that the first objective is a mistake. So I think if I do this, then this allows me to focus fully on getting the full upgrade of Cobble after the first month. And then in the second month, we can go all out on Mountain. We can just copy to the active week. So did I ruin it? No. Okay. That's okay. That means that by the end of March, we'll be on 72% climbing. And by the end of March is 99% basically. Maya, hello, welcome to the chat, but please don't spam. If people spam, then I'll have to use a timeout, and I'd rather not. Alvaro in the chat, I wouldn't use targets in the first season. I think it's more realistic if we do on the Tour of Japan, so I'll have at least this one target. I think it's just more realistic. I know that it negatively impacts me a little bit, but we gotta play a little bit realistic. So, 100% on Mountain by the end of April. So what do I do after April then, chat? If it's already on 100% Mountain, Do I start doing, for example, this? Will this reduce my cobble, or can we up 2 stats to 100% at the same time? Or is that not possible? Senna Ilsen asks, what do the percentages mean? Or your upgrades better when the percentage is higher? Yes. So if my mountain, for example, is on 100%, this means that every time I upgrade, the amount of stats I get extra will be higher. You have to put a rest week before your first goal. You're right. Will a rest week allow me to do 5 actions? Or am I inventing that? Let's say, I don't know, here after these races, potentially, I'll put a rest week. That rest week, what does that do? 1 action only? A silly action as well? Social life? My dude's supposed to have a social life? I've got no social life, so this guy is definitely not getting a social life. Sorry, Teddy. No friends for you. Contract discussions. What does social life do, by the way? Time spent with friends and family helps to replenish mental reserves. Okay. I do spend time with my family. Contract discussions allows the number of contact of interest to be increased. Meh. I might just stay at Sparkle Oita my entire career. Probably not. Probably not. You can up to just bring 1 mountain in from a time to time to hold it at 100%. Once you get to 100%, you will only need 1 to maintain it. Okay, thank you, Zach and Real Max. Appreciate it. It only needs to go to 75% to be max upgrade this year, Benji. Max J. Kotal says in chat, I'd like to believe you. Can other people confirm that? Because if so, then I'm overkilling it completely. Then I simply don't need more than 75% on any stat. Are you sure about that? I don't know. Where's my rest week? There's my rest week. So, bro, like, I'm gonna try and give him some social life, okay? Should I give him some social life? What does it even do? It doesn't tell me what it does. Does my rider even have a happiness? Contract discussions? Nah, he's not getting a social life. I've decided. My rider does not get any friends. 91%, 94%, and by the time we get to the new race, fine rund, we're as close to 100% as possible. But now, we only need 1 to maintain it. No, never mind. First, we need to make sure we stay at 100%. Then we need 1 to maintain it. But I think from this point onwards, we can adapt the rest of the season later, right? I can move on with our Pro Cyclist because I'd like to do some races. I think I can do the rest of this later. So let's first focus on the first month of our playthrough. Cycling Rikke in the chat. Hey Benji, I'm joining now so you can give some info about your rider. So for the people that joined later, because pretty sure 150 people joined since we started this. That means that we started a Pro Cyclist mode with Teddy Pikachu. A Japanese rider, because Pokemon was invented there, I'm pretty sure. It is a counterbalance to Tadej Pogacar, because he's OP and we want to bring some balance to the universe. So we started a rider on Northern Classics as primary axis and climbing as secondary axis. Because that found a really good combination of stats, where he's already got the cobblestone, and his mountain is not terrible. If we chose stage races, his mountain would have been terrible. So I think I prefer this option. We started at Sparkle Oita, which I've never heard of, and most of our competition I've also never heard of, so that makes it great. Other than the power set in chat, 75% means that you're able to upgrade your potential. For max upgrade in stats, you need 100%. That's also how I thought it was. Hiroto Nakai, I'm a Japanese fan of your content. I'm very excited about your career as a Japanese rider. Good luck, Benji. Thank you very much. Totally appreciate you coming by and saying that. And if you have any tips on rider name pronunciation, I just found out that Oita is a city or something. So all these aspects, tell me. I'd love to learn more about your country, and I'd like to climb Mount Fuji at some point in my life. Maybe in the next 2 years, hopefully. But I think it's time. I think it is time to continue our pro cyclists and move towards our first race. Because I don't think there's much else we need to do. Am I wrong? Training, we did weekly in general. It's all done until our first couple of races. Calendar, we have no points to spend, so we can't do that. Team-wise, we can't spend anything on requests because we're not level 5. And we're not one of the 2 best riders in the team, apparently. So we need to change that. But our first race is in 2 months. So we're going to get an upgrade before we even get to the season. Before we get to the racing. The real Mux in chat says, I know how to pronounce Teddy if you need help. I think we're fine with Teddy Pikachu. I think we'll be good. By the way, in the last couple of days, I spent a lot of time rebuilding my office. You can't see any change at the moment, but it will allow me to stream Zwift races, Zwift rides, etc. in the next couple of weeks, which I'm really hyped about. The one thing is, it is super hot in the UK right now, so we'll have to wait until it's a bit cooler, because I'm perishing. I can't ride on an indoor bike in this weather. I'm sorry about that. Tuga Booga in the chat says, can't you opt out of some races and use the points you gain to choose others? You can't actually. It's the opposite way. As in, if I try to get out of a race, I think I have to spend, yes, I have to spend 5 points to try to get out of the race. Great system. Okay, let's continue on to the rest of January. I'm actually really looking forward to this Pro Cyclist because, first of all, I enjoy doing Pro Cyclists on the live stream a lot because I physically can't edit more than all the videos I need to edit now. So live streaming allows me to live stream it instead of what was I saying? I was reading the chat and someone said you live in the UK, and then my answer is yes. I live in the UK now. I was born in Belgium, lived there most of my life, but then I went to a cycling race in 2023. In 2022, sorry, Jesus, can't get the year wrong. The Giro d'Italia in Hungary, the Grande Partenza. And that is where I'm... Who told me that I would upgrade after January? You lied to me in the chat. We are not upgrading after January, so we're going to have to make some changes. But first, let me continue my story. So I met my now wife in Hungary there, and she's British, so that's why I moved to Britain, moved to the UK. So story's actually not that long, but that's why I live here. So 45 XP. So no upgrade, which means that when it comes to the training, we are only going to upgrade by the end of February, right? So I will need to put 1 cobble into every week to sustain my cobble at 100%. Apparently not every week. I think I can just do... Wait. So 32% mountain. I think I'll keep the mountain here because I added it here. That added some percent. If I then go towards the final week here, then here I need to make sure I have cobble, right? Yes. Then we are 100% for sure at the end of February. Okay. That is good. That's perfection. So now we need to continue until the end of February, and that is when we'll have our upgrade. LJ in the chat asks, so this series is going to be fully live? Yes, I might edit it down a little bit to video format, but I think that's going to be a lot of work, and I'd rather spend that time on trying to make episodes of our career mode, because it's been a while since I've made a career mode episode. I recorded the first half of the next episode this morning, so hopefully I can record the rest tomorrow, and hopefully it gets out in about 2-3 days. Yeah, Dronos, I selected the one underground champion. I think world class. You're right. So world champion potential gives 50 XP per month. 45 XP is world class, so that's why we don't upgrade after a single month, which, hey, we chose to make the race hard, the game hard, so why not? Jeppe Vosgerau, does Japan even have a spot at the World Championships? If not, I'll find a way to edit the database to make it happen. I'll figure that out. That's worth cheating in the database for. Because it's unrealistic for me to not be there if I'm one of the best riders in the world. Which access did you choose? Northern Classics as primary, Climber as my secondary. You get calendar points after every month. Yes, I do, Matteo. Thanks for the reminder. Never mind. We didn't. Why do we not get calendar points? I assumed I would get it after every month, but we're still on 0. Are we never going to get calendar points, or what's happening here? Anyway, continue simulating. Hello, Benjamin Gaming. Fellow Benjamin. Good luck for the start. Thank you very much. Arden says in chat, you get calendar points every level upgrade. So okay, we'll get calendar points at the end of February then. I assume that happened every month, but it's every level. My bad. Is it also super hot wherever you guys are? Like, where is everyone from, if you want to tell? Because obviously, you can keep your privacy if you want, but not that saying your country would reveal a lot. So, XP gain for the previous month, February, 45 XP, which means we're now level 2. There we go. Congratulations, you have just leveled up. Skill point and choose between improvement of attributes or evolution of potential. Okay. I am going to go for progression of attributes. I can select Climber, which I won't because that's training was not up to 100% for the specialization. What is to 100% is Northern Classics. 68 flat stat, 71 on cobble, or mountain stat actually goes up to 64, so slight increase. 70 downhill. My inner Vincenzo Nibali fan says yes. Secondary slightly up as well, including recovery by 2, so it actually helps our stage races as well. That is nice. I will confirm. That is our first upgrade. We're getting better. And now we also got a skill point, so let's look at that. Performance. We've got Fitness Peak. A Fitness Peak skill point allows us to have 3 consecutive targets instead of the 2, which that's interesting. I like that. Willpower is also interesting. If we have a negative race day condition or expected race day condition in a certain race, then we can click on that button, use a willpower bonus, and it will make our rider good form. Okay. Training. Build up tiredness is slightly reduced beyond 90% preparation. My dude does not get tired. Don't need that in the fast season. Charisma, plus 1.5 on the points granted by the team. What does that mean? Have more influence in the team by receiving more points for changes to your... okay. To your race calendar and teammate requests. Attentiveness, 1.1 times XP. Like, This looks like an attractive option, but I'm not sure it actually is. Because if I just get better by having fitness peak and willpower and training, then I'll get more extra XP than the 0.1 that I'd get extra, right? Network by having more contacts of interest, have greater impact on the agent's work. Don't care about transfer stuff yet. Information or more about your teammates and the world around you. That's actually useful in this case because I have no clue about the Asian circuit of cycling. So it'd be nice to learn about that, but I assume racing and spending time with my team will also make that work. So these might be skill points I don't really want to spend skill points on. I want that to be my leftovers at the end. Chat is shouting for me to take training. For tiredness. Guys, I just told you, my guy doesn't get tired. What is the reasoning behind the choice, by the way? Because why would I go for training? I low-key understand, because not having tiredness is probably pretty good when it comes to racing, but any specific example or anything? On the right, we can also go for technique to get... slip through the peloton like an eel. Always a great expression, in my opinion. After that, we can do aerodynamic position in descent. No, in flat. Then an acrobatic descent, which that's banned by the UCI, so I'm not allowed to take that. Retraining 2 and 3. Ooh. Let's build up. And 1 extra time slot in general preparation. I'm sold, boys. I'm sold. Training it is. There we go. Don't even have to look at stealth and super leader. We need that extra time slot. Thank you, chat. You're right. Lastly, we can also adapt our calendar now. We've got 5 points only? What? I can't even add the Tour of Taiwan. That's ridiculous. But I can add the Tour de Kumano, which it's not... Oh, okay. That is silly. I'm sorry, but if I click on plus, I should be able to look at the parkour of it. So let's look at it first, I guess. Versatile sprints and a flat sprint. But it also means that there's KOM points. So maybe we can go for KOM. Our sprint is not going to be godlike by then. What's our sprint stat? You can't see it on the screen. Let's switch that. Okay. I've got this thing now, by the way. I don't know if you can see it right here. A stream deck. And I've programmed it so I can switch between my recording profile, my streaming profile, and my podcast profile. And I can switch, for example, full screen Benji, left Benji, right Benji, in-race Benji. How cool is that? I spend an hour and a half doing that. But it's really fun. Anyway, Teddy Pikachu has 63 sprint stat. I'm not sure how competitive that is in sprints. Sorry about that, but I'm fearful that that might not be excellent. What is the other option? The Oita Urban Classic Road Race. We can add that to the calendar later. It's in the last part of the season, so I assume we should just add the Tour de Kumano for now. There we go. And then later we can add the Oita race, the Oita Urban whatever, because that will lead to, well, Oita is where our team is from. Confirm. There we go. Points are spent. We're still stuck with the Fein Rund though, so that is sad. Tim Soski in the chat. Joe Timziola would beat this Pikachu punk on every terrain. For now. For now. At the end of the series, Joe, you and I will have a 1v1. We should do it like this. Our leader will be Joe Timziola and Teddy Pikachu. And we have to 1 versus 1. And we can draft pick teammates or something that are not above a certain stat. I reckon there's a whole video out of here. So write it down, Joe. Add it to our shared notes and we'll make it happen for the people because I reckon they'd love it. Okay, so all of the stuff we needed to do is done. Let's go to our first race in 9 days. The Tour of Changyong in South Korea. I am a bit surprised that a Japanese team has a lot of Japanese races, but that we don't have any Chinese races. I expected there to be more of those on our calendar. By the way, thanks to everyone for showing up. I've been enjoying these streams, so seeing all of you show up to enjoy these adventures with me, I love it. So, first race is the Tour of Changyong, starting off with a KOM point on the finish line. Really, boys? Look at it. KOM point on the finish. But quite a few hills. In an ideal world, I have a free allowance to go in the breakaway here, because then I can go for KOM. Second stage, same thing. Third stage, flat sprint. So not sure we can do much there. When it comes to the start list, I don't know anyone except Elliot Schultz in this race. So I guess it's going to be interesting. Teddy Pikachu is starting his fast race with the Sparkle Oita team. And our team has riders, and I do not know what their stats are. Keisuke Aso, Shiki Kurueda, sorry, and maybe his brother, Saya Kurueda, or maybe that name is... I can't tell if they're brothers or not. Keitaro Sawada, Kota Sumiyoshi. Okay. Favorites list. Elliot Schultz, not a surprise. For Victoire Hiroshima, Kim Euro. That's a fantastic last name. Like, what am I doing looking at this favorites list? I'm going to forget these names the second the race starts. And I guess we're going to find out later. By the way, Casper, you're right. You're right in pointing out that my entire team is pretty old. Half of the team is elderly. We're the young gun. We're 19 for Sparkle Oita, but we're going to bring Sparkle Oita to victory here. Cycling is Fire in chat says, Benji, listen, you can't sprint at the finish because of the mountain points. That's good to know. I'll try and figure out whatever strategy we need to use then, because I assume I'm going to have to just attack from the peloton then, instead of starting a sprint, which will lead to a very buggy finish, I think. So this might be a very buggy first race of this playthrough. Leif Strömer in the chat says, dude, you have to change training after unlocking that skill point. I don't think yet. Because I don't think so, because we don't have the extra time slot yet. That's only at level 2. For now, we're going to keep up the same. We're basically going to focus on mountain now to increase that towards our next upgrade. That is the idea. And I think that will work. Hypothetically. So let's go. Let's focus on our next race here. Let's focus on the Tour of Changyong. Let's 3D race. And let's get started, shall we? Okay, we are a teammate. Objective work at the head of the group for 15 kilometers, so no breakaway. 15k is not long, but it's only 116k to stage, so I guess I'll just go to the front of the peloton. Pretty cool shirt, by the way. Saya Kurueda says, okay, Teddy, you lay down an easy pace at the front of the peloton so we get seen on TV. It's true. TV exposure is important for this team. So Teddy Pikachu is vibing at the front of the peloton. One breakaway rider, Shin, that's the body part. But for the rest, we are just chilling for the first 15k of this race. So let's do that on times 2. By the way, how many points is at the KOM? There's only one breakaway rider, so even from the peloton, I reckon I can still... Actually, I know what I'll do. Saya, I'm literally pacing. Stop yapping. Nobody wants to hear it. We have currently been at the front of the peloton for... Race strategy, 7k. I think I'm going to attack after my work is done and go into the breakaway. I assume I'll be allowed to do that. then I can take some KOM points and hopefully I'll get some freedom to go for it by the end of this race. Hopefully in the next stage. Am I disbanding the team if I do that? We're counting on you to set up the sprint. I can do that after going for KOM. I'm not a weakling. There we go. Times 2. Times 4 we can actually do. Almost there. 75% done. 12k at the front of the peloton. Still one rider up front. 2 kilometers towards the KOM point. And 14 kilometers spent. Teddy Pikachu is doing his work. Look at us. Laboring. Work objective 100%, which means that my boy's attacking into the breakaway. There goes Teddy Pikachu. Let's go on 70 for now. And now, oh, motorbikes are blocking me. We get no chase behind us, so we will get full points at the KOM gate. And if I get to this breakaway, then I can fight that same guy for the KOM points on every single climb that follows. So I reckon that works. Come on, Pikachu. Get to the front, boy. Alan Klein in the chat says, remember, Benji, to do a bit extra at the front to get even more XP? I forgot about that. So at some point in this race, I will drop back to the peloton and do a little bit of extra work. Maybe in the run into the final? I reckon that works. But here we go. We got... Was that the KOM point already? Yes, it was. I reckon we got 4 points there. I'd like to get to our man in the breakaway, or... I'll drop back to the peloton. No, I'm having a brain issue here. Let's just go to the breakaway. I was gonna drop back to the peloton, then do the work there, then go in the break again, but I might as well just join the guy up front. But hypothetically, 15 kilometers. If I recall correctly, I have to do 25% extra to get the extra bonus. 25% of 15 kilometers. That is 2.5 plus 1.25 is 3.75 extra. So 19 kilometers should be enough. Okay. So we got to find a way to work for 4 more kilometers for our peloton. For our team in the peloton. I think that's fine. Let's relay with our lad into the... in the breakaway here. My dude is dropping me. Bro. I want to relay with you. There we go. So. Cat tree climbing coming in about 12 kilometers. I want those KOM points, buddy. I'm pacing too hard. The pacing necessary is 43 to 53, so let's do 50. Is it Alan Klein or Alan Klein? Alan Klein, right? The J makes it sound like that. Matteo says, in the final, just sit in the wheel of Schultz for easy placement. That is true. Placement XP, you're right. To be fair, you're talking about placement XP. We're going for the victory here, guys. Even though Saya Kuroeda is our leader, so we probably shouldn't. We should probably help him. How shall we win this KOM point? I don't know what the stats are of Mr. Shin are. I'm going to stay in his wheel now on 85. Gonna let him do the work. 3 kilometers to go. I'm ready for this KOM sprint. Chad, this is the most important sprint of our entire life. There's nothing else to say about it. Downhill, then uphill. So we smash it into the downhill right now. There we go. And now 99 on the steep section. We've got Shin on the left, Pikachu on the right. Come on, Pikachu. Oi, 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 oi. No. Our man lost the KOM. 4 points, not 6. And Mr. Shin runs away with it. Painful. Absolutely painful. I can click observe. I forgot about that. I can see his green bar now. That is useless. Absolutely useless. Anyway, I can relay with the man again. Livestromen in the chat. This looks like last year's game. No, it doesn't. It is not last year's game. There's been a pretty solid graphical update. And you see it more if you open up PCM24, you'd be like, holy shit, the difference is pretty big. Can't believe I got dusted. What a failure. Tadej Pogacar would never. Teddy Pikachu, gotta step up, mate. Let's move towards the next KOM point. Comes in about 8 kilometers. Okay, so it's the same sprint again. Pikachu's almost out of energy. Why? What happened, bro? I've actually got a good day as well. I'm just going to push because this guy seems tired. Shin's going to be in my wheel. I'll be on 85. I'll go from the front again. Into the downhill right here. There goes the attack. Come on, come on, come on. Not all out, not all out. 99 right now. Come on, Pikachu. Come on, come on, come on. Shin in the wheel. Come on, Teddy. Come on, Teddy. There we go. As if we won a race, but Teddy Pikachu takes 6 KOM points and he's out of energy. Yay. I will drop back to the peloton. Because if I can drop back to the peloton, I can recover some yellow bar. I can work for my team for 4 kilometers. And I'm now second in KOM after the stage then, so I'm happy. The other guy, Shin, got dropped, but I don't have any energy to continue this attack, so we're waiting on the peloton. Hopefully the tempo in the peloton, well, actually, I can just go to the front, and I can start working. I can do the tempo. The tempo is significant in this peloton, though, but I only need to work for... it's intermediate sprint. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to compete for the intermediate sprint, so let's do 60. I want to stay in the group. Don't want to spend any energy here. Now go to the front and start working on 75, 70, anything necessary to get to the front, I will do. Infinite relay, come on, get to the front. 75, and we're working. Okay. We need to work for another 4 kilometers to get the bonus. Then we've done 125% of the work necessary. I'll do it on times too. Why not? Our man is working his ass off at the front of the peloton, and we've done it. 20 kilometers done, so it's all good. We can stop, we can sit up, and hopefully recover a little bit. Because if I can recover, then I can try and attack for the next KOM point, and maybe be leader after today's stage. So try and recover as much energy as possible, Teddy. Come on. Times 2 towards the next climb. Yellow bar needs to go up because right now it's so limited. 5k towards the climb. Tempo is going up a little bit in this peloton, but I've got energy to make a move here. Okay. Hopefully the tempo goes up again after this, goes down again after this next climb. Because then I can recover for the final. 85. Sayakura Ueda, I don't care. I know there's people dropped. I'm going for the KOM points, I'm sorry. First race already ignore. Well, to be honest, me pacing helps. I will now attack at the front of the peloton. There we go. And anyone competing with me? Nope, not really. So I can just roll it in on 45, go back to 12 and wait on the peloton. And now Teddy Pikachu is the new leader of the KOM jersey at the, what is the name of this race? Tour of Changyong. Okay. We've got success in South Korea. Let's do 10, 6, let's do that. Almost getting caught by the group behind, but our yellow bar is going up so significantly. I love it. Back to 50. Just stay in the group on maintain position. Oh, that might not be enough. Let's do 65 then. Wait a second. Wait. Guys, I'm not ready for this. My entire team has decided to put a sprint train in my wheel. I know I'm supposed to be the man that does the lead out here. But my energy's not looking too bright for it. I'll try. Like, I'm going to try and move up right now a little bit to get my team in position. I think I won't go for my own results here because my team is clearly expecting me to ride for them. Otherwise, they're sitting in my wheel for no reason. I'll wait a bit longer to move up because I don't have enough yellow bar. But hopefully my team is smart enough to realize that when Pikachu's out of energy, that they need to take over. 12k to go. It's an uphill sprint. It's exactly the same as the KOM point, by the way. Okay. We're going to get so much XP after this, by the way, because a KOM jersey is a distinctive jersey. 10k. I think it's time to start moving up on 75 on the right side of the road, maybe. Come on, boys. Move to the right. Kuroeda and Kuroeda in the wheel. Saya in last wheel as our sprinter. Still no clue what his stats are, but I hope it's good. Energy Shell, I'll do it now because I'll use it to help out my team today. 85, move to the front, buddy. Move to the front. Doing God's work for my team here. Oh, Kuroeda is losing the wheel. Buddy. We got to have some lead-out chemistry here. When I move, you follow. I know the gap I went through was inexistent, but you're coming back. Other Kuroeda is in the wheel. 5 kilometers to go. I'll start upping it towards 90. Got to keep it up. On this hill on 92. Got to keep our team at the front. This is good. We've got Sumiyoshi, our teammate, doing something. I don't know what that was. Last 3 kilometers, 99. No. 95, 93. Kuroeda in our wheel is suffering. A bit too much. Let's do 90. Let's spend our energy. Come on. 99 into the downhill. And then Kuroeda needs to take over here. There we go. That's our team. Come on. Kuroeda on the right side of the road. Mendoza is going to beat him, but a very nice position. Finishing top 7. Saya Kuroeda of our wonderful team, Sparkle Oita. Okay. That was our first race. And I think it was pretty good. Like, I don't get an actual result in the race. We got 14th, which, after doing a pretty fantastic lead out for the team, I enjoyed that. We did our work in the peloton. We've got the KOM jersey. I think that's excellent. I think we can't expect anything more in a race like this. Stan the Buff in the chat asks when you make a new video. I've got 3 more videos coming this week, and I went through it earlier in this live stream. But basically, career mode episode, I recorded half of it this morning, half of it tomorrow morning. We'll see if it gets up in 2 or 3 days. Tour de France series needs to be finished because the last episode is still not uploaded yet, and then a Zwift video. Anyway, the winner of today is Aiden James Mendoza, Philippines rider for the team G4G. What does that mean? Go for gold? Is that the name? Podium? Yeah, yes, I will. That is a nice jersey, by the way. Go for gold indeed. That's what it says. Our teammate, Saya Kuroeda, in 7th place. And our other teammate, Shiki Kuroeda, in 10th place. We are not in the top 10. Not sure why I was expecting to be in here. But our teammate is 5th. Because of maybe bonus seconds at an intermediate sprint, I assume. But most importantly, there we go. First race, first time on the podium, Teddy Pikachu. That is legendary. The KOM jersey on our shoulders. 20 points so for more than Dongil Shin. And Mendoza at the finish took 12 KOM points. So he's also competition now. Looks like Mendoza also has points. When it comes to the white jersey, we have Pikachu in 6th place. 11 seconds behind Soimin Hong. Okay. I'm trying my best, okay? And Go for Gold Philippines is the best team here. But Sparkle Oita is 2nd best. So we are bringing our team to glory already. Teddy Pikachu with a fantastic race. But the question is, how much XP did Teddy Pikachu get from this race? Ooh, first distinctive jersey warning Continental, 20 XP. I like that. And 25 out of 15 kilometers at the front, so exceptional work. Best climber classification provisional, so we have the KOM jersey, so another 11 XP. Can I be honest? I expected more. Anyway, that's a solid start. And our man on the left bottom, You can't see it right now, so let's switch screens. There we go. Over the moon. His mental reserve. We don't need social life, I'm telling you. He's going to be so happy from the races he's doing. Our next race is stage 2 of... I forgot the name of the race again. Tour of Changyong. It is exactly the same race. I am hoping I'm allowed to go in the breakaway. And even if I'm not, I should attack. Then I maybe drop back to the peloton after that first KOM. But I need those 10 points. There's still 30 points available at the second, third, and fourth KOM though. So my KOM jersey is in danger. And there's no KOM points on the final stage. So everything will be decided on this second stage. Our teammate, Keisuke Aso, is the favorite. I don't understand why he's the favorite now and not Kuroeda. I don't know their stats, so I'm confused. I guess because this is classified as a puncher stage and not a sprint, but it's kind of a silly reasoning. It's exactly the same stage. Teammate. Okay, yeah, but I'm going to attack first. I'll attack first, and when the attack is done, then I'll work it ahead of the peloton for 15k. That is the plan. There we go. Pikachu into the breakaway. Proper attack. There we go. Oh, boy. Get up there. Perfection. Got to get a proper gap here. Let's do 85. Let's try and take the 10 points on that first KOM. Teddy Pikachu is cooking. Absolutely cooking. Amazing. Already in a distinctive jersey. 40 seconds on the peloton. I don't need to overdo it, so I can pace 60 over the top now. What? Wait. How steep is this? That was only 5%? No way. No, it wasn't. It was up to 15. I thought so. There we go. Pikachu takes the points. 10 points. I assume no points taken in the peloton by Shin. So we're now 14 points ahead. I will now wait on the peloton. I know it's risky. It's a bit of a weird move to do. But I'll work in the peloton now for about 19 kilometers to succeed my task of working for the team. So let's wait until we're caught first. There we go. Now work on 60 at the front of the peloton. No breakaway, which is good for me because then I'll be able to attack for the next KOM points again. Wobby asked me to zoom out on the rider. Like this or... Because I kind of like this angle for now. Oh, the camera. You're right. There we go. Race. Thanks, Clippy. Appreciate it. Whenever I forget to move the camera, I'm still new to the streaming thing, so I very much enjoy you teaching me. 30 kilometers done. We got to do 19 kilometers, so a little bit longer. We should be able to complete the 15 in a second here. There we go. Work objective 100%. But I want to do more to get extra XP. Let's do ×2. That's ×4, I'm pretty sure. Over the top, into the downhill, and 18, 19. Not yet, right now. So now what I'll do is I'll attack again into the breakaway. Any response from the peloton? Not really. But now I'm in the breakaway, so I like it because I can get some free KOM points. Wait a second. What's happening behind? They're chasing me down. Go for Gold does not want Teddy Pikachu in the breakaway. Like, I know Teddy is a big rider. A great rider. One of the best riders mankind has ever seen. But why would you chase him? Let's do ×4 again, and let's attack for the KOM points then from the peloton. Because if I'll get chased down every time I attack from the peloton, I might as well try and win it from the peloton. And I think if I'm 14 points ahead, so if I secure this next KOM point, then... Ooh, there's also 6 KOM points at the finish. That's good to know. But I'm pretty much secure when it comes to KOM if I take this one. Oh, Wobby, you ask how to do it. It's Alt and then scroll with the scroll wheel on the mouse. Sorry, apologies. I forgot the ability to read there for a second. Let's do ×2. Let's make our move here. There we go. That's too early. That's too early. That's too early. I'm going to do it anyway. 99. Anyone responding? Not really. So 3 KOM points. Like, we're not even having competition for these KOM points. It's free. Are they pacing behind me now? They are actually. Might as well wait on the peloton then, no? There's no real point in pacing to the top at full force. We do have a gap now of 47 seconds, so I might try to keep it going for a bit on 55 effort. Let's move towards the next KOM point, but we're getting caught by the peloton soon, I think. 30 seconds is the gap. It's going down, 20 seconds, and we're caught. Keisuke also says, thanks, Teddy, you can relax now. Relax. Really? No. I don't think I need to spend more energy on the next KOM point. Because I've got that jersey secured, so I'll sit in the peloton and I'll focus on going for the stage myself or trying to help Asso win the stage. Depending on what the team expects from me. You're in the service of your leaders. It's an important role because without your loyal team, blah, blah, blah. Such cringe lettering. Shin is nowhere to be seen. And oh, Shin is right here. He's going to take some points, but so do we. But we are basically secure. We're going to see it in a second at the right top. Actually, the KOM gate is not here yet. It's right there. That was a different line. I'll just stroll over the top. Why is Shin not going for them? I'll take it. There we go. 50 points. Let's sit up and chill in the peloton. We return to quiet control at the front of the group. I'm sorry, but I don't really want to. Sorry, guys. The fact that my team is controlling does make me assume that my rider actually has a chance here. Because why would my team be pacing? Why would they take the responsibility of the race upon themselves to get away with this other team if they don't have a chance? So I assume they should be pretty good here. Coincidentally, my wife is texting me that she's getting sushi. So everything is Japan focused today. Why am I Japanese in this game? I'm not Japanese. Teddy Pikachu is Japanese. Because Pokemon is from Japan. As simple as that. There's no magical reason behind it. I should not be going 85 on the hill. I was wasting a bit of energy there. Let's do 70 for now. Yes, I know Asso. Yap, yap, yap. Man likes to talk. Entering the final of the stage. 13 kilometers to go. My team is controlling. I reckon I might try and go for myself here because Asso seems to be going for himself, which is obviously logical because he's the leader of the team. But I feel like I'm not expected to do much for him now. Oh, shit. People are attacking. Other riders are following. And they're chasing them down. I'm not going to do much here. I'm going to try and focus and see if I can get a wheel in the last 5 kilometers that I'm comfortable with. I forgot who the leader is. There goes Asso. And he responds, Jung on the right together with Kita. And some response in this peloton. I feel like an attacker might make it if I don't do anything here, which I'm okay with that. Our rider is up front, so I don't want to chase that down. The tempo of this peloton is ridiculous. Last 5 kilometers. Can I get into the wheel of someone that is not terrible? Come on, move up, move up, move up. NHL, last 4.5 kilometers. Move up, move up, move up. Attack on the left side. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. This is risky. There goes Pikachu. In the last 3.5 kilometers, going 99. The gap is 10 seconds to Choi. Asso. Ew. Asso chased that rider down for me. Come on. 1.9k. I'm getting caught. I should have gone for the sprint. Mistakes were made. Gap is still 10 seconds into the last kilometer. There we go. Come on, Teddy. Come on, Teddy Pikachu. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's uphill. It's uphill. But that's the finish. That is the finish. We're going to win the race. We're going to win the race. Yun comes around. No, he does not. Teddy Pikachu wins his second race on super extreme difficulty. A victory at the Tour of Changyeong. I did not expect that. The late attack, it worked. I can't believe our man has won a race already. I want to see some W's in the chat for that. I need to see some W's in the chat for that. That was ridiculous. I thought we were going to get caught, but the opponents simply did not have the energy. They simply did not have it. So at the end of the day, the man on the podium is this guy, Teddy Pikachu, taking home a stage win. That is brilliant. KOM and a stage win at our first race. Oi, oi, oi. You're right, chat. Elliot Schultz, who? Nah, Elliot Schultz is one of my friends, so he's a bit of a friend in real life, so I can't be too harsh on him. Oh, but Pika Pika, is he going to be on the podium again? No, he's not. 6 seconds behind Euro Kim and Mendoza. Wait, is it Euro Kim or Kim Euro? I assumed it was Kim Euro, but it's Euro Kim. There we go. Polka Dot Man is back. Sparkle. It says win space on the jersey, but it's... I forgot my team name. I forgot my team name. I won the race, but I forgot my teammate. Sparkle. Oitab. Obiat. Oibat. Sparkle. We'll have to take a Teddy Pikachu in the points jersey. Thanks to the intermediate sprints. And white jersey? Yes, indeed. 3 jerseys and a stage win. That's kind of ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Teddy Pikachu is already showing the talent. Sparkle Oita. Oita. Why did I think there was a B in there? Oh, I thought we lost that one. I won't lie. But we didn't. Teddy Pikachu does it. And his stats are not that great yet. So then again, the competition is also probably not the greatest in the world. But winning on the second race day, that's some GOAT stuff. Yeah, chat, you're right. That is GOAT stuff, Monsi. 3rd in GC on 6 seconds. We can podium our first race. Our teammate Kurueda is 6th in GC. Sakurueda was also the best rider in the peloton. Not a surprise. I don't know why my team was going for Keisuke Aso. I'm complaining about leadership, but I don't know their stats. There we go. That is what we're talking about. Objective, exceptional work. Fast in points, first in KOM, fast in youth, and our manager is super happy about winning this race. 44 XP, so an upgrade, and our manager satisfaction is super high. Okay. Congratulations. Teddy Pikachu is now level 3 skill point, and choose between improvement of attributes or evolution of potential. We will go for improvement of attributes again, but I think the downside is that I didn't expect to get to level 3 so high, so I think my training might be slightly imperfect. Okay, so we can choose between Northern Classics and go to 74 Cobble stat, which that's pretty good. Or we go for climbing stat and become a proper climber. 67 mountain, 68 medium mountain. I want to try something here. I don't know if this is possible. I'm going to try and make a poll in the chat. And the question is, climber versus Northern Classics. And you get to decide. I'll show it a few more seconds before I do it, before I launch the poll. 74 Cobble is the Northern Classics option. We increase our stats 66 Cobble. Secondaries go up by 3 on stamina and resistance. But Climber gives us proper climbing and the same secondary boost and still a +1 on Cobble. We don't need Cobble stat in this first year. But I'm asking you, chat. Climber or Northern Classics? Let's take a look. The poll is now live. You should be able to vote on it in the chat of the live stream. And Climber is winning at the moment on 79%. Let's take a look. If it does, I'll wait another minute. So I'll drink some water in the meanwhile. %84 is voting for Climber. I feel like it's decided, guys. 91 votes, 85%. Y'all are locked in. 100 votes, 84%. Once again, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the support in all these live streams. I'm really enjoying them. It allows me to be more interactive with you guys, which makes this more fun. 122 votes, 84% is not going to change, is it? It's not going to change. It's over. It's over for Northern Classics. It is going to be climbers, so I'll end the poll right now. There we go. Climber it is. So it will be 67 mountain, 69 flat, also very useful. 68 medium mountain, 72 cobble stat. Secondary stats going up as well. Sprint stat to 64. That's nice. Let's confirm. Perfection. Absolute perfection. We get a skill point as well, and I think we know what we have to do, chat. We have to go for training, right? Training level 2 gives us 1 extra time slot for general preparation weeks, which means if we now go to training and go to weekly, and if we move to, what's our tiredness like? 15%. I'll move my rest week a bit later. Let's move it. Is it dumb to do it just before the objective period? I need some help here. Is it dumb to put my rest week just before the specific preparation weeks? For now, I will go to my weekly here. And let's make our mountain 100%. We can actually add another action in this week. There we go. And then our mountain will be 100%. And then from the rest week onwards, we can choose what else we need to upgrade. We can work on our happiness. It's important, our happiness. I've decided. Move it right after your race. Best time is before the peak. What do you mean before the peak? That's a lie. I can't put it before the peak. Oh, you mean here before the peak? Make it earlier, says chat. And Demon says no TT training. I think I should do it at some point. Maybe halfway the season I'll try and switch. Maybe during this period without races, I think we can switch from climbing to time trial. And then try and train time trial for the second half of the year. I think that might be a good idea. What does chat think about that? To be honest, when it comes to the rest week, chat is fighting each other, so I'll just leave it like it is. Some in the chat say I should put it earlier. Some say this is great, so I'll put it 1 week earlier to make everybody happy. Oh, where are we? Oh shit, what have I done? Wait, I removed the rest week and now the specific preparation weeks are gone. What happened? Do I need to re-put it? I need to, okay. Had a heart attack there. Rest week, 1 week before that, okay. That's fine. I'll go with that. Week action, so we are good for the next few weeks? Yeah, that's fine. Dronas in the chat says your TT goes up fast if you do stage racing training. Okay. I'm currently on climbing, so I can't switch to time trial right now, Stan, but I think I'll switch to time trial or stage races after we get past Gyeongnam. Or after Japan. One of these two. In this period. Because I want to get a little bit better in climbing before Mount Fuji at Japan, because then I can actually be a competitor maybe for the race. And our tiredness is 15%. We have one more race, so it's not going to go up that much. Then we've got a rest week right here before that race. Rest week right here. We should be fine. Don't forget the calendar. Good point. We've got 0 points, okay. Never mind, chat. We're not forgetting the calendar. We just don't have any points to spend. Wow, this is quite random to me. I got 5 points to spend after upgrading to level 1, level 2. I got 0 points when upgrading to level 3. Will in the chat says the worst joke I've ever seen. It's important to Pikachu at the right time. Are you gonna fight for the NC? I don't know yet. Our rider is not necessarily a puncher, it's a punchy parkour. 62 hill stat. I don't really see a possibility for it, but if we see an option, I'll take it, of course. Okay. Actually, I'm talking about the next race. Our next race is the next day, because there's a third stage to come. Right here. Teddy Pikachu is now the 9th favorite, and we've got 4 riders from our team in here. So, 64 sprint stat is enough to be a top 10 favorite for this final sprint stage. Why not? We're going to try and... I think our team will want us to work for a different rider. But, considering our distinctive jerseys, I think it would be best if I go for the sprint points myself at the finish line. Because the more points I can get, the more likely my rider is able to take home the points classification. Anyway, let's jump in. Okay, web is secure, that's for sure. Okay, roll points classification. Try to score points in intermediate sprints towards the points classification. Okay, that is what I wanted. Bonus seconds at the intermediate sprints and at the finish. So that is good to know. Hopefully no breakaway forms. We're third in GC, so we cannot join the breakaway. And we are wearing the green jersey in the race. So did not expect it after 2 stages. Morales goes into the break. Not Miles. No Spider-Man here. Sibrin says your weekly training or not set up in the specific training because you've reset the goal. You're right. Thanks for the reminder. I'll do that after the next stage. I'll do times 8. We don't have much else to do in this stage, to be honest. The intermediate sprints I do want to go for. 3.7 kilometers towards it. Let's get in the wheel of Shibata. I don't know who that is. Is anyone else trying to make a sprint train here? 2.5 kilometers to go. Come on. 2 kilometers to go. I will sprint that right now because everybody's called out. There's no intermediate. No one's going for this intermediate sprint. I get 3 bonus seconds here, so I'll take it. We are now officially 3 seconds behind in GC. But now I'll wait on the peloton, because otherwise I'm spending useless energy. I'm surprised no one is going for that intermediate sprint. But hey, I'll take the 3 points and the 3 bonus seconds. Towards the next intermediate. How short is this stage? Yeah, you're right. It's like 36k or something. Oh, another attack before the next intermediate sprint, but people are chasing it down, so that's great. Saya is commanding us, but he's mainly saying thank you, even though I did nothing for him today. And I don't think I need to. Nope, I don't. Oh, intermediate sprint coming up. I forgot. Let's move up. Let's attack. Let's just straight up attack. There we go. And start sprinting. No one responds, so we should be able to get these points for free. 9 seconds on the peloton. And that is perfection. So we have the intermediate sprint. The problem now is that the final of this race is in 5.7 kilometers. So I need to recover my energy now. Let's try and get in the wheel of someone. Kwok. I don't know who that is. Let's do Hong. Energy Shell. Sprint train forming on the right side of the road. Can I follow that? Can I follow someone here? Let's do Lee. Sounds like a sprinter. Bruce Lee was pretty fast, so I assume that this man is also. 2.5k. So many sprinters left and right. 1.8, 1.7. I am dependent on the competition here, so I'm going to launch my sprint. I'm blocked in. Maybe I can find a top 5 position here. No, it's going to be a top 10, I think. Saya, shut up right now. 6th place. We're going to finish ahead of him, actually, so that's quite funny. 6th place for Pikachu, but Kim is 2nd in the points classification. Will take 25 points, so I think Kim will steal our green jersey. I assume. What kind of rider is our Pokemon? Our Pokemon Teddy Pikachu is an attempt to counterbalance the force. To balance the universe. Pogacar is a great rider. Very overpowered in real life and in the game. We got to make a counter rider against that. So We're trying to be Pogacar, but better. We are Northern Classics primary, Climber secondary, because I think that's the best way to potentially get to a all-round rider. Let's take a look at the podiums. We did not win this final stage, sadly. I'll go on the left with my camera. Aiden James Mendoza wins again. He won stage 1 as well, I'm pretty sure. So he must be clearly the best sprinter in this race. And also wins GC. We are 3rd place, 10 seconds down with Teddy Pikachu. So really happy with that. Podiuming my first GC. Even though I didn't get lucky in stage 2. My attack was just well timed. And of course, KOM is brought home by Teddy Pikachu. So we take home KOM in our first race we do. 56 points, so we dominated that. Points oh la 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 la! We do take home the points classification by 2 points on Mendoza. I expected to lose that, but no, we do not. We took loads of points at intermediate sprints, and apparently that was enough. And we take home the white jersey. It's our first race. How are we so dominant? I'm playing on super extreme difficulty. On 1.10 in terms of, what do you call that? The difficulty booster. Crazy. But our team, 3 seconds down on the team classification, so that's sad. Am I a fan of Pokemon? As a kid, I was. I had lots of like Pokemon cards. I played Pokemon on the Game Boy Advance. And then on the Nintendo DS. That was fun. That was fun. I've got a Switch now, but I haven't played Pokemon in a while, so maybe I should at some point. Although I assume Pokemon is one of those games where it's been so long that I've played it, I've got this great nostalgic memory of loving that game, but if I would do it now, I'm not sure I would enjoy it as much as I did back in the day. Andre Carvalho asks, what DB are you using in this career? I'm using the World DB 2025. But hey, a fantastic race for Teddy Pikachu. We take home 3 jerseys and a stage victory and a podium in GC, which means lots of XP. First distinctive jersey won in Continental. Sorry, first 3 distinctive jerseys won. First top 3 in Continental, so 50 XP. And on top of that, another 68 XP, so almost level 3. This race was amazing for us. What's next? After Changyong, we've got Okinawa. Flat sprint, so depends on the competition. Let's take a look. Is it the same teams? Shimano's here again. Kinon Racing is here again, but Rein Tarame still exists. Fanchelu, also a pretty solid climber. Elliot Schulz is here again. Prades has a punchy sprint, I think. Could be wrong. Chun Kai Feng, ex-rider for Bahrain Victorious. But we got to do the thing I forgot last time. I accidentally reset the objective here, so I need to make sure I adapt the weekly thing here. There we go. Oh, no, never mind. Actually, there we go. Mental reservedness. We don't need that. Our rider is super happy. I've been changing this a lot, I know. And mountain on everything. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea. I think it might be. We go down from 99 to 94 in the rest week. Then back up to 99. Then I'll do 1 mountain. And what do we start upping now, guys? Because let's say that we've done 1 cobble upgrade. We've done 1 mountain upgrade. Is this where I try to keep my mountain at 100% and start upping my... Do I try to keep my cobble as high as possible too? Do I try to increase my stage racing? What should I do now? Because you're already experts when it comes to Pro Cyclists. This is my first Pro Cyclist in a year, which is actually not that long. But I've completely forgot what I've done here. Chad says stage racing. So stage racing it is. There we go. Let's add that. 5%, so it's going to take a while. I will make that the standard for specific training weeks from this point onwards. Then for the target A week, we don't have an action. But afterwards, we can try and... Ooh. After that, we've got 95% mount. We got to keep it back to 100%. But I do want to start mingling a little bit with the... I think if I do this... Ideally, I can keep it on 100%, you know? Which I can't, apparently. Ah. Is this it? Yes, this is it. So now I can up the amount of stage race points I'm spending. And I can keep mountain on 100% by having one of them each week, is my assumption. And that's what's happening. Does this mean I can have multiple on 100%? I did not know that. So from this point onwards, I can then start upping, let's say, Cobble again. And I can keep stage races on 100%. And that way I can upgrade those 3 throughout the entire series. Is that true? I should move the camera, you're right. As to the left. There we go. Thanks, LJ. Sorry for doing all that while you literally couldn't see the specific week actions. Apologies. Gotta call me out when it happens, chat. Come on. I'm an early streamer. I make mistakes. So what I've done basically is I added stage races to most of the weeks. In doing so, making stage races and mountain on 100% by the time we hit August. And then after that, I'm slowly starting to up the Cobble again. And I'm going to have... Ooh. 3 skills go to 100% over time. It won't, because we're then prepping for the next goal, which I guess will be a goal. I'm not that interested in that race, I won't lie. But I think that's how we work for now. Real Max in the chat says it only is necessary every 2 weeks, maybe. I can try it. So let's say here, mountain is complete. So now I can do... Nope, that ruins mountain. So can I do it the next week? Put that there. No, I can't. So the answer is no, I'm afraid, Real Max. So gradually we should be able to upgrade stage racing in the second half of the season. I think that works. Are you making multiplayer of the Vuelta with Timsovsky, Emre, and Lucas? I would like to, but we first have to finish off the Tour de France, because I think Joe and I both had a bit of a post-Tour de France burnout in terms of not uploading for a week. And I think that series has gone on the back burner for a little bit. Apologies about that. We hope to finish that, I think. Anyway, on to our next race then. Let's go towards the Tour de Okinawa. Flat sprint race, so I doubt we'll have freedom. Arne de Pauw says if you get 100% in stage races, you don't need to train climber anymore, as it's a bit pointless to have 2 of them. Yeah, I see that. Ideally, we can get 1 or 2 more climbing upgrades in the first, though. Because I think we're we're in the 70s when it comes to our climbing. If we then move to stage racing, then both will go up, and time trial will go up more than climbing, I think. Pokemon, says the chat. I'm afraid it's Pikachu. With no resemblance to Tadej Pogacar. There we go. Next race is about to begin. I'll move myself to the right as preparation. Oh, boy's got form. Boy really does have form. But it doesn't help us, because we still got 64 sprint. We are the best rider overall now. So that's nice. And we are 7th favorites, so We might get freedom here. Fanceloway Climber is the favorite, so maybe we can compete. Not sure though. We'll try. Let's jump in. Bjorn needs some betting tips again, Benji. Won 2 grand on Del. I'm sorry, but I don't do betting tips. I give my predictions on the podcast, but I don't really want to promote betting to anyone. So, Aso, Kuroeda, Sumiyoshi. I can control my team. I just realized. I just clocked it. I've got teammates. The problem is, I don't know what their abilities are. I assume Sumiyoshi is not the best rider in the team. So he can protect me. And we'll just chill in the peloton for now. I accidentally completely ignored what my team said. Roll puncher outsider. You can take advantage of a short climb in the closing FUD to lay your mark on the race. Objective finish in the top 20. That should be easy. Get some exposure in the breakaway. At least 70 kilometers. Really? Oh, I missed the breakaway. I didn't know I was supposed to do that. Let's try and go on the left side of the road and maybe still make it happen. Together with Sumiyoshi. Can I move up? Come on, move up, boy, move up. I need to put Sumiyoshi in the wheel of me, I think, as I attack. Is that the correct method? I think it is. There we go, into the attack. And now I will get on his wheel and he can pace me to the breakaway. That's my strat. Pikachu can go in the break. When it comes to the stage, we have 2 times the, is this the Fukagawa climb? Yes, Fukugawa. I didn't know it by heart, to be clear. I saw it earlier when we looked at the profiles of the races for the year. It's going to be a versatile sprint, so... But anyway, we'll spend some time in the breakaway. We'll get some XP. 70 kilometers is a while to be in the breakaway, but I've got a teammate, so it's possible. Let's go on times 4. I'm spending that teammate a lot, though, to get ourselves in that break, but I'm hoping that breakaway chills out a little bit because they're pacing to keep me behind. They know how dangerous Steady Pikachu is. You're right, chat. I gotta catch them all. I gotta catch all these breakaway riders. Now Sumiyoshi can do the pacing. I can chill at the back because I've got a teammate that does the work. Let's do 60 so everybody's happy. Not 85. There we go. And in the peloton, the other dudes can chill. I'll put Aso on automatic for now. Okay. In the race, and we're cooking. Streaming for 2 hours already? Really? Didn't feel like 2 hours. It's already 7 here in the UK. Didn't realize. Oh, oh, lo, lo, lo. They're starting to attack me. Sneaky men. 7 minutes on the peloton. Like, I had a teammate relaying. I'm sorry, but the least you can do is not attack me. They're trying to fuga away from me. But I've got Sumiyoshi to take care of any problems at the moment. Looks like this breakaway kind of wants to speed up. 67, 68, so our 70 is fine for now. 4 minutes. They keep on attacking, but I'm relaying, guys. You're being silly. What's the strategy? Wait. Get some exposure during a breakaway over at least 70 kilometers? We've only got 2 kilometers? But I'm in the breakaway. Why did it not start counting when I joined the breakaway? This is odd, right, chat? That looked like buggy to me. I don't want to pace this much. I want to keep my energy for the final. I'm pacing just to make sure they don't drop me here, but... So 65 on both of these riders? Okay, chat. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. You don't need to call me out. I can't read. I apologize. I can't read. I've accepted it. 70 kilometers in the final 140 kilometers of the race. My bad. My bad. I can't read. I've accepted it. Bro can't read to save his life. Come on, chat. No need to be so harsh. I'm a kind individual. 5 minutes is the gap. Sumiyoshi is doing a fantastic job keeping it closed. Pikachu can go 60. Let's hope I don't get a copyright strike from Pokemon here. Otherwise, we'll have to give him a fake name. Pikachu. On that note, chat, what would be the fake name? Let's say hypothetically I get a copyright strike from Pokemon. What would have to be the fake name for Teddy Pikachu? Is the fake name Tadej Pogacar? They're attacking me again. I'm losing it with these guys. I'm sorry. I am relaying with them. Why do they hate me? 35 kilometers done. Oh, we dropped someone in the breakaway. There's one rider gone. And Sumiyoshi is done as well. So that's a bit sad. But he can recover in the descent. So let's use him to protect Pikachu now. Those guys up front are really trying to get away from us, huh? We are still getting XP for being in the second group. I did not know that. I'm going to go 60 now. I don't want to spend this energy. So if I can get XP from being in the second group, then I don't care if I get dropped here. Tadej Pogacar. Tadej Pikachu. Those are some great fake names. 33k. So if we do 125% of the goal, then we get extra XP. What is... Oh, got to make sure I don't get dropped here. Let's do 70. I am getting dropped, but I'm a better climber, so I'm getting back to them. 125% of 70 means 25% added onto it. So that's 35 is 12.5. 12.5 more is... No, that's not true. Is 87.5 kilometers, right? I got to do so 88. Moth with Benji. It's a brand new stream. Let's go 75 to just close them down. I'm not having this shit. I'm not accepting getting dropped here by a bunch of scrubs that don't like working together in the breakaway. There we go. We've got them 63 kilometers. We got to get 24k more. But I don't like that the max of my yellow bar is reducing, which means I'm spending a lot of energy in this breakaway. A lot of green bar at least. Because I think the green bar influences how much your yellow and red bar can recover. Because as you can see, my yellow bar can't recover the full bar anymore. I think that's because my green bar is spending a lot. 70k done. We got to do 18k more. Tadej Pogacar. I'm sorry, but the Pogacar joke is dead. It's been dead for weeks, for months. Let's go on times 8 and don't get attacked, hopefully. 3 minutes to the peloton. To be honest, if I get dropped now by the breakaway, I don't care too much. Because then I'll still get my goal of 88 kilometers. 78, let's do 55 now. They will attack me, but I don't care. 81, 82, 83. Come on, come on, come on. Keep cooking. Gap to the peloton is 2 minutes 30. And 87, 88. We've got 125%, which means that we've got the extra XP. Now I'll sit up in this breakaway. Because this break is not making it. Peloton's gonna... Actually, is it? Is the break making it? I think the other riders in the breakaway just can't pedal. I think they're done. I think that's a sad reality of the situation. OTL Sumiyoshi, says Bowler, and I'm looking at Sumiyoshi, but that man's green bar is in Narnia. He just can't replenish any yellow anymore. His full yellow bar maxed out is nothing. It's less than a centimeter. Not much is happening with this breakaway, you know. I don't want to really keep it going because I could make a move on the next climb, but oh, we've got some moves behind. We are ahead of the peloton as attacks start in the peloton, which is nice. 2 riders are joining. We've got Arashiro. Is that Yukio? No. Yud Arashiro. Magosaki and Ledesma. That's a Spanish rider. Gap is a minute. We've got some new souls in this breakaway, so they will pace, which means I will sit up. I will let them do the work. This was great. Ooh, are they relaying? Yes, they're relaying. Just hoping they don't attack me for not relaying. Ledesma has joined a minute 10 on the peloton. Matsuda from the original breakaway is suffering. And so is Kazama, but I think Abe is going to drop pretty soon as well. I assume. Yes, indeed. So it's now 4 riders left. We've got a gap of 1 minute 17 on the peloton. I'm in the group. 36 kilometers to go. I'll drink a bit of water. There we go, in their wheel. Chat, do you believe in me? I'm going to pause the game for a second. I will start a poll in the chat. I'm enjoying these polls. Will I win the Tour de Okinawa? Question mark. Yes or no? Poll starting. Let's see. I kind of don't need to do anything. As long as these guys pace in this group, I can just sit up and let them spend their plate first, I assume. But they're destined to attack at some point. 1 minute 30 to the peloton, but some more attacks have come from the peloton, or that's still the dropped riders from the breakaway, I think. Hopefully these are the better riders from the peloton then, because I'm enjoying my time up here. Yes, Thibaut Mangelschotz in the chat. Yes, I did hydrate. I know dehydration is the key to victory, so maybe you should vote on no on the poll right now, because I just hydrated. My yellow bar is suffering though, so I'm not sure I can win this. It's going to be difficult. 29k to go and I'm suffering. I'm hoping that these guys are also suffering in this breakaway. In these descents, I want to go 29 to replenish a bit of energy, but that is not working. It's 75 at the back of the group, 1 minute 26. The poll, 56% of you are voting for no. You don't believe I can win. Hi, Stan. I'm also from the UK at the moment. Tugabuga says you will top 20, which is the goal. I'm not sure I will top 20 right now, because peloton behind is getting closer, and it's 33 riders. I'm closing the poll. Most of you don't believe in me. Sad. Cooperation in the breakaway is suffering. Yeah. Peloton's going to close this down. I don't have the energy to keep this group going. I'm going to sit up and hope I can recover before the next climb. 37 people in the peloton then. Which, it's all about making sure we don't get out of energy now. This team is pacing. That's a great kit, by the way. The black and white shorts and the red jersey. I love that. 18k to go. Trying to spend as little energy as possible. Asso is protecting me. Thank you, Asso. King of the team. I will tap the I button on my keyboard to launch the energy gel on Asso. There come more attacks from the peloton. I'll let them go. I'm playing conservatively for that top 20. This team on the left is controlling anyway for Francello. I'll just sit in the group and let them do that. That is good. Let's get over this climb. That's goal number 1. Elliot Schultz and Tarame are attacking. I'm following for now. Perfect. 14k to go. Come on, chat. Start believing in me. It's possible. I can feel it. Break has 49 seconds though. It depends on whether Francello's team has something, but my yellow bar is gone. I don't think it's possible, guys. Top 20 might be possible. Winning is impossible. Yeah, Alan in the chat says small kicker before the line, but I don't have any energy to do anything on it, so won't be useful. Breakaway is probably going to take it. Schultz or Tarame. Gap of a minute. Going to go on 35. Maintain position right now to replenish as much yellow as possible right now in this small descent. Back on the flat, back up to 70. 75. Can I follow the wheel of someone? Oka, can that guy sprint? They're probably going for Fancellu though. 6k to go. I'll just sit in the wheel of Fancellu. Oh, this is a different team. Okay, I thought it was the same team for a second. Energy Shell, not yet. I'll be able to sprint for a top 20, so that should be good. Chat is saying attack, but I don't have the energy. I can't win this race. I'm just securing my top 20 with a sprint from the peloton. That is my goal. Energy Shell at 4.5k to go. That's good. Temp win this peloton. They're trying, but they don't have it. They simply do not have it. 3k. 2.8, 2.7. 2.5. I'm in an okay wheel. Okamoto, can I follow that man? Last 1.5, I'll launch right. Oh my god. The other train was better. We don't have energy, so we're going to get paused, but we top 10 maybe. We're definitely top 20, so that is excellent. We are going to be 10th place, I think. Yes, we are. I'm pretty happy with that. Teddy Pikachu, after a pretty active race in the breakaway, I enjoyed that. Not a victory, but we can't expect that every single race. We just started our career as a as the future goat of the sport of cycling. Teddy Pikachu. Let's do times 8. Okay. Whew. That was a fun race, actually. But now I think there's a big pause before the next racing period of the season. Elliot Schultz takes the stage against Terame by 1:06 on the group where I finished 10th. And I don't care about the team classification. But I think that's a solid result here, so I'm happy. We get 15 XP. First top 10 in Continental. That is nice. We are close to the next level, so I think we'll get it. I think we might upgrade to level 4. Yes, we will. Exceptional race classification, because we got 10th. Objective breakaway, great. And that's it. 36.7 XP, so stats upgrade. Skill point and choose between improvement of attributes or evolution of potential. Okay. So chat, it's poll time again. I'm gonna wait until I go through it, but Northern Classics versus Climber. I assume we're gonna choose Climber, but I'm trying to make it interesting, guys. Come on, give me something here. I'm enjoying these polls. So Northern Classic gives us 75 cobble, 69 medium mountain, 68 mountain. Climber gives us 70 mountain, 71 medium mountain, and some good secondaries. This is a really good upgrade. I think y'all are gonna vote Climber. The poll is live. Let's see. 71% voting for Climber at the moment after 25 votes. Seems like the confirmations are following because you keep on voting on Climber. 77% after 50 votes. I'll wait until roughly 100 votes. Then I'll close it off. By the way, if you're here, tap that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit that like button if you like this stream. I'll be doing more of these Pro Cyclist streams in the next couple of days. Tomorrow I'll try and focus on editing videos I've already recorded. And I won't have electricity for half the day because they're installing an air conditioning to make sure I don't die here. Which, as you can see, I'm sweating like crazy. I've got my blue little towel that's helping me. 100 votes, 78% for Climbers. So I'll finish off the poll. And Climber it is then. There we go. We'll get 70 mountain, 70 flat, 71 medium mountain. Slight upgrade in Hillstad. Slight upgrade in TT and Prologue. 73 cobble, 65 sprint with 70 acceleration. So that's useful, especially in these .2 and .1 races in Japan and so forth. Gregor in the chat asks, how long do you want to stream today? I'll be honest, I won't be streaming too much longer. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 16 minutes. I think maybe another half an hour. So maybe one more race, which it's the Feyenoord. That's devastating, isn't it? That is devastating. Skill tree time. But now we have a question to answer. Training. We had training level 1 and training level 2. That's for the extra time slot. We don't get an extra time slot if we go for training tree. That's good to know because 5 is the maximum. Willpower and fitness peak I do like. Charisma is useful for the calendar because we have not gotten any calendar points outside of 5 at level 2. Maybe we got some at this upgrade, but I kind of like the idea of charisma. Attentiveness could give us some XP, but don't know what you think, chat. Oh, you can't see anything. Okay, go me to the right. There we go. I've moved. Alan Klein says, Fein is pronounced Fun. So Funrund. Your language is weird, man. Technique 1. That is useful. Move up to the peloton like an eel. Fitness peak. Chat is saying a lot of things. Do technique, it's a lot useful. Charisma or attentive. Fitness peak. What do you mean, Stan, you cannot see something? Should be able to see everything right now. As in the skill tree and then me on the right bottom. I hope chat confirms that I'm not going insane. But so far, 2 of you have said technique and some of you have said the other stuff, but so far technique is winning. So I'm going for technique unless someone else says anything fast. Nope. Nothing in the chat. So technique level 1. Move up to the peloton like an eel. That will be useful in very important moments. Even at the start of a stage, moving up in the first kilometers to be able to jump into the breakaway, that comes in handy. I wish I had that in career mode, to be honest. We got to take a look at training. So our next race is Fonrund. Yeah. Flat sprint. And then a punchy / flat sprint. Then Tour of Japan or season objective. But that's going to be for the next episode, that season objective. I can't wait to do that. I'll probably just do the Fonrund now as the final race here. Our weekly should be fine. We're going back to 100% mountain after our rest week. Then we've got the run up to this race where I try to train my time trial. Okay. I think I can just... Oh, actually, calendar, we can change something because we've got 5 points. We added the Tour de Kumano. We will now add the Oita Urban Classic Road Race. Because our team is Sparkle Oita, so I assume our team is from the Oita city, where the Oita Urban Classic Road Race starts and finishes. Solid assumptions, I think. Why is this Japanese team going to one random Danish race like 3 days before stage race in Japan? Says Darkel in the chat. I don't know. Hi, Forza. Great name for your cyclist. Thank you very much. I will continue now towards the next race. It's in 6 weeks, so we should be able to get 90 XP before that. Am I wrong? Should be 90. I'm going to go to the right, off screen for a second. Bye. Because I'm filling up water here. I've got this water tap in the corner of my room. You can't see it on the camera. Can you see it on the full screen? Let me check. You can see me. Come on, water, go faster. Hydration is the key to not victory, but I'll take it anyway. There we go. I can hydrate again. So yeah, by the way, while we're simulating, I said it at the start of this podcast, lots of you have joined since. In the last couple of days, I've worked on my streaming setup, etc. Also here, the fact that I've got a second monitor to look at the chat. I was looking at a tiny laptop on the left. But I also, you can see the Zwift setup behind me. I added an iPad so I can read the chat. And a monitor right there with a camera attached to my streaming setup. So I can stream Zwift with you guys. I think that's a great idea. Streaming me doing races and riding up mountains. I reckon that would be fun. There we go. Month turn. 2026 contract. Use of contact of interest. Okay, I forgot about that. So at the start of each month from now until July. Oh, I should change my screen. My bad. At the start of each month from now until July, you can choose the teams in which I must invest more time in order to increase their interest in you. For that, you have 1 to 4 contacts of interest. I think we start with 1. Okay, let's click on contract. In the meanwhile, I want to answer 2 questions in the chat. Alan Klein says, Benji, what about a Vincenzo Nibali flag over the black thing in the black? What? Bro, I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. Oh, the black thing behind me. That black thing is actually a blockage of the window. There's a window there. I'm blocking the window because the best way to have lighting in videos, it's not perfect now because my door's open, but the best way to have lighting is to have no lights from outside, because then I can control it with my actual streaming lights. But Mr. Mastery asks, where can you listen to the podcasts? So you can listen to the Lantern Rouge Cycling podcast on YouTube, it's dedicated YouTube channel. Also on Spotify, on all the podcast platforms, to be honest. So it's called the Lantern Rouge Cycling Podcast. And it's doing well. We cover every single World Tour race, most of it at least. To the Polonia, not so much. I'm gonna take a look here. So I can choose between these teams: Anicolor, SICU Nantes, Van Rijssel Roubaix, MBH Bank Balan, Volker Wessel's Bikeaid ATT BHS, Linning Star. I think that'd be going backwards. Rembe, another Conti team. SWAT Club, Vorarlberg. Wow. It's a bit difficult, chat. Because the reality is, by the time we are halfway in the next season, our rider will be super strong. Like mid-70s, I reckon, when it comes to stats. And we get Conti contracts, another pro team contract. It's kind of logical. But I wish we could have gone to pro team maybe in season 2. But hey, the chat is very clear. Everybody is shouting Rembe except one Portuguese guy that shouts Anicolor. And Cindy Timmerman saying Rijssel Roubaix. Terenganu said by Dark Star. I have not decided yet. But most of the chat is shouting Rembe, so I think I need to do it, to be honest. Their team this year has Roger Kluge. Forgot about that. He does their track stuff, I think. Leonard Veugen, nice guy in real life. Met him last year. Met him this year, actually. No, that was last year. Time flies. Felix Grosch, ex-UAE rider. Heidemann, strong rider. Anicolor, Colo Quick. Chat is shouting. What if I just stay at Sparkle Oita? Seems like you guys don't want that. A team that goes to the cobble races, says Axel de Bakker, which that would be useful because a rider has cobble qualities. What schedule does Rembe ride? Samain, Krikelion, that's nice. Also uphill parcours like Trofeo Salines. Not necessarily the stage races I'm looking for, though. I'd like to have chances at like smaller... What's Anicolor doing? That is a nice schedule, but no cobbles. So that's the opposite. Because I'd love to be able to do Algarve, for example. But not a single cobble race? I'm not sure that is the solution. Lots of people in the chat are starting to shout Van Rijssel Roubaix. They only do one day. They've got Tour des Alpes Maritimes, Tour de la Provence, Étoile de Bessèges. But a lot of 1.1 races, don't they? I kind of want more stage races. And I'm not sure the French stage races are enough for me. New Colombia, says someone in the chat. I severely doubt I want to do that. Nah, then guys, I'm sorry. Be serious here. They've got great climbing stage races, but Teddy Pikachu was not born to dominate the South American, wrong continent, the South American circuit. Marco Santos says, you've got cobbles on the Portuguese calendar. It has the GP of Arabia. Man, it's got one cobble race. One. It does, you're right. Arabida. Is that it? No. Where is this Arabia race you're talking about? Because this one has no cobbles. What you guys talking about? I do think Anicolor is a team I'd love to ride with for. Rembe would be a nice story though. Volker Wessels, I don't see it. The cobbles are there, but not the climbing. Like grade 1.1 schedule, but we don't have the sprint to compete in those. I'm gonna let you decide. I'm going to let you decide. I'm starting a poll in the chat. Again. Team for 2026. Yes. Anicolor is one of the options. The other option is Rembe. Do I want to add Rembe? Not really. I'm not feeling Rembe. I'm sorry. Their races really don't fit me. The cobble is there, but not the climbing. So I'm not going to add Rembe. CIC Nantes will not have the schedule I'm looking for. Actually, it kind of does. Shockingly. Colo quick. Y'all are shouting names. Bikeade. Let's check Bikeade. Races aren't big enough for me. That is such a self-confident thing to say. I'm not feeling ATT. Living Star, I'm definitely not feeling because the schedule is going to be Chinese races, yeah? We would dominate those. Let's check SWAT Club. Ooh. Wait a second, guys. They ride the Italian Pro Classics. Giro dell'Emilia, Bernocchi, Varesine, Veneto. But they're all punchy, and I'm not a puncher. Milano Torino is nice for us, though. Tour of the Alps is nice. Abruzzo is nice. Van Rijssel-Roubaix. No cobbles, you're right. But here it's cobbles and uphill. Ronde de l'Oise is flat. Boucle la Mayenne is mostly flat. Quatre Jours is mostly flat. Route d'Occitanie has a mountain. Luzardiden, that's a nice stage for us to ride. I'll add Van Rijssel as an option. There we go. So the options now are Anicolor and Van Rijssel-Roubaix. Vorarlberg. They've got Österreich Rundfahrt, but it has a 2.2 race these days. Colo Quick? Nah. I'm sorry, no. I can't. Trobro is cobbles. You're right. Won't be Colo Quick, I'm sorry. Crady Born? What do you mean Crady Born? Crady Born has my cousin. What's a Crady Born? Is that supposed to be a team, Crady Bomb? Because they're not on the list I think those are the two options. Oh, snap. Nice Metropole has all the one-day races in Mallorca. A better climbing schedule than Van Rijssel. Andorra Moraban Classica. Tour de l'Ain. I will add them to the list. I think they might be a more attractive option than Van Rijssel, actually. But I'll let you decide. Terengganu. Someone wants me to check that. Tour of Oman. Alula Tour. No cobbles. That's a downside. I wish I couldn't win this race, though. That's an epic mountain finish. The Egen climb. Look at the point standings for Conti Pro, maybe, Cycling Ricky. I can, but I don't think it gives us any idea yet. It's too early in the season. Like, no one on our list is here. Not a single team is in that Pro Conti bracket. Actually, Linning Star is. How? I'm not going there, but that's funny. Anyway, I think those are the three teams that we could potentially join. I'll check one more time before I launch the poll. Then it's on you to decide. I've checked most of these teams. United Shipping? Nah, not really. Okay. We've got the list. Portuguese Adicolor, Van Rijssel-Roubaix, or Nice Métropole Côte d'Azur. Team for 2026. The poll starts now. In the meanwhile, I'll try and catch up with the chat because I'm a bit behind. Rembe for story, Roubaix for results, and bigger potentially. You're right. I removed Rembe from the list because it doesn't fit calendar-wise. We gotta let go sometimes. MBH Ballon, I checked the schedule. It doesn't really fit. I'm not sure I checked the schedule, actually. I thought I did, but it was SWAT Club. Nah, same thing as SWAT Club. Nice Metropole is winning the vote at the moment, 55%. Anicolor and Van Rijssel-Roubaix are losing, 91 votes. I think it's done, guys. I'll give it a minute. But I think chat has decided, and the Portuguese people in the chat will be very sad to hear it. Yeah, Darkstar, I know, but the more pluses I invest, the more contacts of interest I invest in the team that I want to go to, the more likely that team is going to send me the contract, you know? Visuals by Felix says, and in August they will all ghost you, all these teams that you want, and some random team will do you an offer, okay? If that happens, I'll be sad. 120 votes. I'll close it pretty soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poll has ended. Current winner is Nice Métropole. Again, this does not mean this is the team we go to. This is the team we'll try and spend contacts of interest towards because we want to go there. But it's very possible that they don't give us a contract in August, that we have to choose someone else. But we'll start with investing in Nice Métropole because they have a nice schedule for us. And the jersey looks pretty good, to be honest. Pretty weird to have Teddy Pikachu on a French team, though. Anyway, accept. There we go. And now we can move towards the Funrund. Funrund, I think. I have no clue how I pronounce it. I forgot. Okay. So, chat. Already in April, my next race is going to be my last. So, please take note of that. My last for the stream, at least. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. We'll wrap it up at about 3 hours. Would be a good stream, a good first stream of this playthrough. Gotta say, it is so much easier to fly through the calendar in streaming format than recording videos. We're flying through the season. Andreas Birnbaum says, you're honestly very good at pronouncing Danish. Thank you very much. Last one was spot on. Vielen Hund. A promising young cyclist going across the world to France to chase their cycling dream is very anime, says Matthew. Fair. I gotta say, I haven't watched that many animes in my life. I think the first one I ever started watching, that was not like a show I watched as a child. The first one might have been Death Note, which I think I watched halfway through. Maybe I finished it, I don't remember. But then I watched Attack on Titan, which was great. Problem is, after Attack on Titan, it was very difficult to find an anime I was intrigued by, as much as Attack on Titan made me intrigued. So I fear that I might have peaked too early when it comes to animes. But anyway, I am not at the race yet, so I don't know why it stopped. Is my training still fine? So my tiredness went down to 12%, which is great, but my fitness went down by 10% as well, which we'll now try to build up throughout the specific preparation, which is great. That's good. Let's continue. Maya asks, Merckx or Poggi? Pogacar. Like, I come from Belgium, and everybody talks about Eddy Merckx in a glorious way, which, fair. He was a great cyclist, but everybody keeps forgetting to mention that he did test positive for doping 3 times. And I think the fact that the media never mentions that in Belgium, that's a bit weird. I don't like that behavior. Like, you gotta acknowledge the bad sides of riders as well, especially in a sport that has a dark past like the sport of cycling. Finn asks or says, go to the Unibet Titama Rockets when possible. I don't know. I think once we're done with our second team, which might be Nice Métropole, then I will probably end up signing for a World Tour team or a high-end pro team. So unless Unibet Titama Rockets is one of the biggest pro teams, then maybe. But in Season 3, I want to have a wildcard to a Grand Tour. Ideally the Giro. So maybe an Italian team in week 3 and in Season 3 is nice. That's the idea I'm having. Because as a Japanese rider starting at the Giro, something feels right about that. Do you know Hugo Nunes? Yes, from name. I won't say I've seen him that many times, but I know his name. Yeah, Darkstar, Bardiani is a potential option. I have not decided yet, but that's one of the options. 1 year later, and we might arrive at a race here. 4 days to go. We should get a month bonus of 45 points again. There we go. 115 points. That is nice. Now move towards our race. No, never mind. Once again, contacts of interest, which will once again go to Nice Métropole, Côte d'Azur. So let's accept that email and continue onwards. Whew. Okay. Arriving at our last race of the day. We've done 4 race days already. We won a race, which is crazy. Our second race day. That was ridiculous. But now it's time. It's time to focus on the big one. It's not a big one. Vielen Rund It makes no sense for my Japanese team to be present at this race. Like, I'm sorry, look at these teams. All either Scandinavian or fitting for the race. And then there's us. Where are we actually? There. Sparkle Oita, led by Teddy Pikachu. I'll take it. But I think it's going to be really difficult to compete here because this is not the Japanese cycling circuit. We are nowhere near the top 10 when it comes to our team. I expect our team to be destroyed by the end of this race, even though it's a flat race. But hey, guys, it's got one cobble after 20-30 kilometers. I'm sorry, but our cobble stat? It's too early in the race, sadly. But let's just jump into it. Our stats are actually really good already. 65 sprint, 70 acceleration. I don't expect a late attack to work here, so I think we might have... I think we'll have leadership, but don't think we'll get much out of the race. Okay. Roll Puncher Outsider. By the way, the loading screens in PCM 25 are ridiculously fast. It's crazy. We gotta go in the breakaway? Oi, 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 oi. Pikachu, get to the front. Sneak like an eel through the peloton. That's exactly what I want. Come on, buddy. Move up, move up. No, Sumiyoshi, keep the peloton together on 85. Perfect. Come on, Pikachu. Move up, move up. Sumiyoshi into the wheel of Pikachu. And Teddy attacks on the left side of the road. And not yet. Let's make sure that group gets caught. And now I can try and attack behind this corner. I've got a teammate in my wheel, which is nice. And we are off. Sumiyoshi's gone. Okay. Let's go 85. Can Sumiyoshi come back? No, he won't. So he might as well sit up and maintain position there in the second group. And hopefully gets back to the front group that way. But a group of 8 potential breakaway riders, that would be nice. I'm hoping to succeed with my goal, which is top 50 in the race and 60k in the break in the last 120 kilometers. In the last 120, so the fast 60k don't matter. Oh, that's going to be hard. I don't think that's an easy goal. Gonna go times 8. This break has basically formed. 9 riders. Sumiyoshi's in it, so he can protect me. Or actually, he can do the relays on 77 and I'll sit up. I think that's the best way to do it. This way I'm doing nothing, which I prefer doing nothing in this breakaway. 30 kilometers until the kilometers start counting for objective. 60 kilometers in the break in the last 120 kilometers. By the way, chat, outside of the cycling world, who is your favorite YouTuber? I'd love to know. I don't actually know who mine is. Like, there's a lot of channels I do watch quite often, like... I think I watched Linus Tech Tips the other day. But... I wouldn't necessarily classify that as a YouTuber anymore. It's more a company. But hey, Scrapyard Awards is back, so that's pretty cool. Vanos Group? That's a gaming group, right? I was never 100% into it. Hank Green, probably. Okay. Average Rob. Great guy. Zealand. I'm trying to rob a few video ideas from him. Sideman, yeah. Alpha Originals History Civils. I've never heard of those. Kenny Sports Arava. Sorry. Don't know what that is. Let's get some water with Pikachu for Sumiyoshi and myself. While Sumiyoshi can do a bit of more pacing. We're now 33 kilometers into our objective. But in an ideal world, we do 125%. So we got to do 75 kilometers. You're right, VAC HD, while most big YouTubers are companies nowadays. You're right. I shouldn't say that because reality is technically I also run a business of which is part of this YouTube, you know? Factually correct. You can't say Patrick, bro. He's in the sport of cycling. That's cheating. We gotta start working with Teddy because Sumiyoshi's done for, so he can convene to protect me. Vera Silva says, tell me 5 Portuguese riders. I doubt you know. Come on. Leitao, you said it. Gonçalo, but I can't mention those because they're in my team. João Almeida, Rui Oliveira, Ivo Oliveira, Nelson Oliveira. I'm already at 4. Mendonça is, I think, a Conti sprinter in the team. Figueiredo, could be that he was caught for doping. I'm not sure. That's 5. Easy. I could probably do a few more. There's a couple of Silvas in Portugal as well. Nunes, you just named him earlier. But there's a Carvalho as well. Don't test me. I should do a bit of a quiz stream at some point. Me versus you guys. And I can have my wife make the questions, because then I don't know the answers either. Because she's also hardcore into cycling. Rui Costa, you're right, chat. Morgado, I didn't need to mention those. I only had to mention 5. Is Mendonça retired? I didn't know that. I just remember getting beaten by him on Pro Cycling Manager. 54 kilometers, not 75 yet. Lucas Lopez, you're right. But I think Gonçalo Tavares I wasn't allowed to say. Breakaway's falling apart in my wheel. Look at the strength of Teddy Pikachu. We're destroying these frauds. Look at him. They're all dropping. I'll go 60 now because I don't want to spend more energy here because I need to get a top 50 in the race. 66 kilometers. Can I get that to 75? Where's the peloton? They're right there. I'm not sure I can get it to 75 and still have energy left for the sprint. I might be ruining my final result by doing this. Can I get it to 75? Let's do 65. Come on, come on, come on. 69 kilometers. Very nice. Some boys have attacked. I need to stay in this breakaway. 71 kilometers. Come on. Give me more. I need 75. And that is done. Right? Not yet. Now it is. So I can basically sit up. I'm going to drop to the peloton behind. Because this break is not winning. The peloton's winning. Famous last words. 43 kilometers to go. Now I need yellow bar. So I hope the peloton can chill a little bit. Which it won't because this group is ahead. Hello, Rune. Welcome to the chat. And now I need to try and recover or keep my yellow to the final. Because I want to compete, not for the sprint, but for a top 50. Which, if I can't get that, then it probably means I'm out of energy. So now times 4. This is our final race, chat, by the way. So, after this race, I'll be finishing the stream. Where am I? I'm too far back. Let's do 55. And start moving up again. Energy's back, so we should be good for the final. I need my team to protect me, actually. Pretty stupid to not do so. You're right, chat. Tugabuga in the chat. I forgot I had teammates again. $31 kilometers. Stay in the group. Just stay in the group. 30 kilometers. Let's stay on 65. We can't spend that much more. Kuroeda can get in my wheel to protect me later. We're spending too much energy. Our yellow is destroyed. Arne de Pauw asks tomorrow new stream. I'm not sure. Because tomorrow my electricity will go off for multiple hours and I'll spend that time editing some videos. I want to get a Zwift video out this week. Okay. 67. I just don't want to get dropped by the peloton, and then I want to be able to finish top 50. I think I've got enough energy for that now. This is 69. Let's move up. No splits in front of me. Darkstar says maybe some sushi after the stream. Well, actually, it's an ordering something evening, so I might order something, but I'm not sure it's going to be Japanese today. I'm leaning towards Chinese. It's been a while. It's probably one, like, the thing about the UK and living in the UK is that UK food is terrible. The best UK food is foreign food. Food that is from other kitchens like Chinese cuisine, Indian cuisine, Japanese. Well, Dark L, I can charge my laptop on which I edit. So that's why I don't necessarily need the electricity to be on. Last 14 kilometers. Kuroeda needs to protect me now because other Kuroeda's done for. He can go on automatic. Energy Shell on this Kuroeda. By the way, I'll say it again. If you don't know how to put Energy Shell on other riders than yourself in Pro Cyclist, you do so by clicking on I on the keyboard. I'm going to try and move up now. Kuroeda can actually do so for me. So Kuroeda, move up, buddy, move up. Let's move you up on 75. Get me into position. When is the first Zwift live stream? I'm having air conditioning installed in this room and the room next door tomorrow, which is why the electricity will go off, but it also means that I'll be in a cooler area, which should allow me to ride on Zwift indoor. Because right now it's 35 degrees here in the UK. So today I was planning to ride on Zwift on the stream, but I switched it to Pro Cyclist because I literally couldn't breathe. It was too hot. I'm going to move myself up now. Energy Shell pretty soon, not yet. I want to get in the wheel of Daniel Stampe, maybe. He's a pretty fast guy. I got it on the right. Kim Andersen is the favorite, I think, no? I'll stay in the wheel of Stampe, though. Energy Shell too late, I think. Oh, the right train might be faster, I don't know. Kuroeda, I'm sorry, you were fantastic, but get out of the way. There we go. Last 2.4k. There's actually a breakaway up the road. I forgot about that. They might get caught in the last kilometer, though. I think they won't. There comes the sprint. Pikachu tries. Top 50 is definitely happening, but the victory is coming in the break from Stocek. But I don't care, because I've got my top 50, and that's what I needed. That's exactly what our goal was here. So that's perfection. 14th place. Whew. Honestly, a pretty fantastic start to our Pro Cyclist. We literally won a stage, finished on the podium of a stage race, won KOM and the points jersey and the white jersey. Ridiculous. And we're already level 4, almost level 5. That's insanity. I don't care about the podium here. 14th place for Teddy Pikachu. So I think Sparkle Oita Racing will be happy about this. We've had a pretty good run in. First race finished in Continental. I think they mean first race finish that is a 1.1 race. 10 points added. We get 44 XP as well from the race classification and from being in the breakaway at an exceptional rate. Team is happy, I'm happy, we're doing well. So this is basically where I'll leave it off for now, but we've got some cool racing upcoming in the next stream where I will be racing the Tour du Kumano 4-day stage race. Not exactly shouts our name, but we will be getting some XP, I guess. Then the Tour of Japan, well, this is our season objective, you know. This is the one. I want to win on Mount Fuji. The start list says... Zerai Nahom is here. That's a solid climber. Fancello as well. So ideally, I can get an upgrade before we get to this race. Rein Tarame as well. Our stats for climbing are 70 mountain. I can compete. I think I can maybe win GC in the Tour of Japan. So I want to do so. That is my hope. Hopefully. Anyway, I'm afraid that's the end here. So we've had a pretty great start to our career mode. Our results have been good to our career mode. Our pro cyclists, excellent start to the season. And I hope all of you enjoyed it as well. If you did enjoy it, tell me in the comments section after this live stream is done for. The more motivation I see in the comments, the more likely I'll be live streaming again probably in 2 days. So I would say, what day is it today? It is, I actually have no clue. How do I figure out what day it is? It's Tuesday. On Thursday is probably going to be my next pro cycling stream. I will try to upload a career mode on Friday, but a Zwift video later in the week as well. That's my aim. But I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to full screen mode right now. Thank you everyone for being here. It's been a nice stream, a solid 3 hours. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks for voting on the polls. Thanks for choosing which team we might go to in 2026. And I guess I'll see you guys for the next stream.